having a hard time? Yeah. Here, let me help you. Let me help you. Let me help this. With this. Okay. You want something? Here, come here. And then... What you doing? Can I get in? Is it okay? Is it okay if I get in? I want to get in. It's okay. Here we go. Alright. Door's open. You're open. Everything's open. Let's do this. Let's turn this on. Yeah. Mm-hmm. There she goes. In and out and out and in. Crazy girl. Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, according to this, it's on. That's hilarious. Okay. Nobody there. Good. Alright, what do we got here? Do you hear that? Sounds like a plane. Alright, let's play with the mixer here a bit. Let's get it going. Hey, Mike. Hey, Mike, how you doing? Good to have you here. We've got special guest tonight. Here, I'll show you. I don't know if you can see her there. There she is. She's restless. So I thought I'd spend some time with you. Not that kind of love. But you're right. You're right, for sure. Absolutely. Yes. If that was Periscope, that'd be a whole different world, wouldn't it? It'd be crazy, though. There she goes. Yeah. May have to take her out again. But it's snowing where we are. Yeah, she's 4 months old. It's weird because I didn't even know I'd turn. Is it snowing there too? Whereabouts do you live, sir? Let's fix this. Alright. Okay, what do we got here? Hit this. Milton. Good morning, Milton. Let's see here. Alright, we've invited Milton up if you'd like to come up for a few minutes. Not too sure how long I'm going to be on tonight, but I'll be on for a while. We've got Jay. Yes, it is. I would agree. How you been, Jay? Jay, you were really mean to one of my guests the other day. It's so funny. Where is he here? Oh, what do you go? Oh, okay. There he is, Jay the Money. I haven't seen you in ages. You were gone for a while, so I invited you up as well, okay? You can come up as well. Now, when I met you the first time, I think I met you through Pena, right? That was way back. All right. Who, which guest? We had Chris Gales on, and he said he looked like Biggie. Oh my God, man. You remember now. Oh yeah. Yes, that was me. So, this is the mixer I told you guys about before. Now you can get this. Okay, so I'm just going to show you if you're new. So this product here, let's see if I can, yeah, right there. See that there? There's a mixer, okay? You get the microphone. You also get the storage bins, aren't they nice? And this old keyboard, but there's a different microphone with it here. I'll show you. Let's move this back up there. Sorry about that. You guys must be going dizzy. I should hook up another one of my cameras. I'll get a display camera going, but this is the microphone that comes with it. It's not bad. It's not bad. That's all electronic equipment. You know, it's right now. I feel like I'm in my garage. I would have loved that. I had a house once would had this massive garage. If it had had a heater, oh my God, I would have loved broadcasting back there. It would have been great because you wouldn't have to be quiet, and it was on the property, but far enough away you couldn't hear anything. It'd be the perfect studio. Yeah. So this is the microphone. So you get this microphone. You get the mixer I told you about. This is the sound. We tried to get this to work the other day. It did not go well. I think what it was is I had the wrong cord for this. And it just went wrong for there. But if you like the sound of this microphone, this is the Fine. And the Fine this is the cheapest one they make, and I think it's about $30. So if you guys were in the States, I don't know, 25 maybe? You know, you could be set up for under $100 for everything, including the rocker for the Milton's in the backstage with the members of Kiss. And then it has the effects of this. You ready? Watch. Why is the broadcast so boring? There you go. Okay. So, yeah, in this new year, I'm going to be plugging different products. So you'll see that, especially for people who want to become broadcasters. So that's kind of the goal for so many people. Yes. All right, here we go. So, Jay, I've invited you up if you want to come up, by the way. I gave you an invite. All right, do you even know how to do it? You'll be in the backstage. I saw your cousin, I think, on I know it's not an exact match, but it's close, as you say. How have you been, sir? I miss you.
Michael,
I was thinking
I
about you.
actually haven't been on your broadcast for at least 2, 3 days. Happy New Year, my friend.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, you and I can go days where we see each other twice a day, to the point where you were like, why do I go on there? I think I'd rather put a fork in my eye. Yeah.
Well, at least when you would you refer to me being arrogant, then you eventually put yourself in that same thing. So at
I'm the
least
same.
we're
We
yeah,
are. The arrogant
yeah.
twins. Yes. I'm too sexy for my mic. So I got the mic working. The one that doesn't work, you remember? Oh my God, that was
Really,
working.
yeah, I was there, yeah.
I know, so ye of little faith. His name is Milton.
Well, I was of little faith in reference to your mic, but
No,
I didn't
you know
believe
what it
that
was?
it would never
You
work.
can't screw with the original settings on here, because you're done. Yeah, and I somehow got the other microphone. You remember what it was? This one. So
which
this
is
one,
more girthy.
yes, and we found that the girth. Yes, and you're right. This is very phallic. Yes, for those
Yes.
who don't know, look it up. Okay,
Yeah.
and that's all we're saying.
Yeah.
Yes, yes,
Well, so for someone who has a big deck, I understand girthy. So
and earthy. Because you're a spiritual guy, right? I get it. You know. So does it feel any different for you right now? 2022. It does to me. It
um,
feels like another chapter. Hopefully a good one, right? For us all. We've been on this roller coaster now for a while.
mhm.
All of us.
Well, the thing is I'm a realist, and to me, being a realist is also close to being an optimist, and so I do hope that
Hmm.
2022 will be different than 2021 and 2020. But at the same time, if it isn't, um, I'm prepared to take whatever it gives, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Um, you're in a very unique situation though, because you spend a lot of time alone. Thank God you have this. I, on the
Agreed.
other hand, spend very little time alone. So we're like two different spectrums, right? Um,
Yeah.
and thank God you have the dogs, and there's a mutual love there. What would the
Yeah.
world be
Yeah.
like for those who didn't have pets?
I know.
Oh my God, especially seniors. Like, I
Mhm.
think it gives them a reason to live. Some people, I don't mean that in a bad way. God, that sounded awful after saying
I know. Uh, hey!
that. Heartless, Mike. Tell me.
Did I ever tell you the story when I found out that we couldn't have kids, my wife and I?
No, no. Well,
Um,
now when you say, and I don't want to be deeply personal if I go too far, is it both of you? Is it the collective together? Is it one individual? Because there is other ways to have kids.
yes, and
It's expensive.
adoption was definitely yeah, extremely expensive. But what I'm saying is I found out I couldn't have kids. I couldn't give my wife a child because of my father
Yeah,
being in the Vietnam War and
yeah.
thus being exposed to Agent Orange. But what I mean by that is when we found
You'd
that
swear we
out,
made that up. You would swear we made that up. That's real, folks. And with us, the way we
yeah,
are, they never know. They're like,
agreed.
this isn't funny, Michael. This skit is wrong.
But we adopted our first dachshund when we found that out,
Yes.
and that dachshund, I, I wouldn't say he saved our marriage, but
Yeah. Sure
just
helped.
to be able to hug something, to be able to meant more to my wife and I than you can imagine.
Oh, cool, man.
Yeah,
The um, the world though is in great need of unconditional love, and pets give you that, and they
agreed.
love you, and they're excited. Hey, there's Lenny. Let's. This is a whole new world. It's a whole new world this year. We got Lenny here. Lenny, if you, I will bring you up as long as you promise not to bulldozer both of us, because we bulldoze. If we have three bulldozers, this is what happens. You ready? It's it's let the games begin. Here we go. We're gonna ring Lenny up. Are you at war with Lenny? I'm not at war with Lenny right now. Is everything good with you?
No,
Both of
I'm
you?
indifferent. I'm indifferent.
Oh, oh, okay, okay. Before I invite her up, what's going on? Did she rattle you the wrong way?
I don't want to go into that on this broadcast.
Okay, well, look, Lenny, we're just gonna be him and I for a bit. I'll bring you up in.
And
Yeah.
then you can drop me down, and bring her
No,
up, and that's fine.
no. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
This is casual. It's just you and me meeting at Walmart. You know, I'm hoping that we can be friends enough to invite me over. It's just or I can figure it out and track you. But the
Mhm.
truth is, I've already have, and I went in and stole your underwear. Remember that? I
I
know,
remember that.
all for profit, all for profit. That's who I am.
Hey, I have something that I think you're going to think is extremely hilarious.
Okay, let's do that.
I was in the Walmart parking lot yesterday,
Yes.
and my iPhone popped up, and let me see if I can find it here. Just give me 1 second.
Yes.
Anyway, my iWatch said I was 10 minutes exactly from my home.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So it wasn't 11. It wasn't
No.
9.
It was
It
10.
was
10.
10.
Yes. Now, if it had been 11, would that have been a deal breaker? Would you've had to rent something closer?
Well, if it was 11, that would I would have been slightly untruthful
Yeah.
with the wonderful, the great, the attractive and powerful man of Michael Bathurst. So I
Wow.
wouldn't want to have
Wow.
been.
Wow. Wow. See, when I own 40 cents, it's not the same. It's so worth it to pay him that 40 cents. So, I don't know if you know me very well, but I'm the kind of person I could live in a van. I'm out there. And I could live in a cabin. As long as I'm warm, dry, fed, I'm happy. And I'm being totally serious here.
Yeah.
Um, I have people in my family, my girls. Um, Camping is the Holiday Inn. That's camping. If you get my drift. Oh, well. Oh, so it's a tent? Is it like, okay, so Dad, is it is it like tiny homes, but the bougie ones, like nice. I don't want no ghetto. I need, no. It's the So explain this log cabin thing you want. Well, it's just log cabin. It's like a log cabin. It's not hooked up to anything. It's just you have an outhouse. Oh, what? What is like a shitter outside? Like we're construction workers, right? No, well, kinda. So my ass is cold then? Well, I guess it would be. It's called roughing it. Yeah. No, I think I'll pass. Thanks.
That's hilarious.
But for me,
Hey,
I would love to spend a month off grid. Actually, here's a perfect life. You ready? And I'm not
mhm,
joking. And it includes you.
bring it,
Here we go.
bring it.
I have the Elon Musk Skynet. I have the hookup on top of my log cabin in the middle of nowhere, preferably with a water source so I can bathe so I don't smell like I'm dying. Fresh water is important,
Yes.
and no one within probably 100 miles in any direction. But
Mhm.
when I miss people, I could go, Milton, how are you? How's it out there? Well, I had a bear cat chase me, and but I'm okay.
You know what's so funny when you say that you can live in a van?
Yeah.
Um, I'm not saying I do a great imitation, but Chris
Okay.
Farley is one of my favorite comedians. And he goes,
Yes.
"You're gonna end up living in a van down by the river."
Yeah. But here's the thing. One of my favorite people. There's several that are on YouTube, and one of them, he woke up one day was a DJ, and if anybody knows, well, I'll give a clue. Cruise. I'll use the word cruise, and if anybody knows them, oh, I can also use another word, disco. Okay, so
Mhm.
I'll screw it.
Right.
Van City Life. What's this mean?
Yeah. I'm doing the John Travolta. Yeah. There you go. Okay. So
What
go
was
on.
that?
Sorry.
What was that?
It was my iPad that somehow heard me say
Oh.
something. So it.
So
Yeah.
this guy woke up one morning and said, I'm selling my shit. I'm going to go live in a van and I'm going to make videos on YouTube. 4 years ago.
Mm.
No plane, no money, in debt, quite a bit.
Mhm.
Only thing that he owned
Really
was
quick,
a
what was he in Canada or America? If you don't mind me
Canada.
asking.
Canada, in
Okay.
Vancouver.
Okay. Go ahead. Go ahead. Okay.
No money, literally no money, in the hole. Couldn't afford his life anymore. He had a job he hated. Decided he'd sell everything, and everything else that he wanted to keep, he ended up putting in storage for a while.
Hmm.
4 years later, he now makes about 250,000 a year from his van.
Wow.
Yeah, He has over
What is he?
100,000
What is?
followers.
What does he do? Just social
He
media or what?
blogs. He just blogs. He blogs his daily life. It's called Van City Life. And he has people that are really mean to him. So recently, he is renting this workshop. It's huge, like a 2 bay workshop. And what he's doing is he's helping other van goers in his workshop. And he had all these people, going, "You're a sellout. We loved you when you lived at Walmart." And I thought about you the other day, and I thought, listen, you don't need to be 10 minutes away from Walmart. You get yourself one of those big ass vans, nice decked out, and you live
Okay.
there. They have dogs and everything. But the problem is, a lot of them are not letting people do that anymore. And do you know why?
Hmm.
People were
Why?
coming in the morning, half naked, with their sheets wrapped around them, buying their breakfast. People were
Wow.
urinating and shitting in the parking lot. Classy.
Yeah.
Classy.
Yeah. Well, I've lived in third world countries, so to me,
So
that's not anything.
so you
Yeah.
and I could live in a van together, and it's not homoerotic here, folks. Just relax, okay?
So anyway, so I put Van City Life, so I can look it
Yes,
up tomorrow.
yeah. You can look it up now if you want. It's up to you. But he shares his life every day, and that's all he
Hmm.
does. And his dog was really sick recently, but he'll go on,
Hmm.
and this is no joke. He'll do a live, and he'll make like $500 just doing a live. But the people are mean to him.
Really?
Oh, and the people will come on and go, "You're not a real Van Goer anymore. You have that shop." And you know why he has the shop? All these people around him have no money and have nowhere to fix their vans. So he did that. And it's great
Really?
content. And it's great content for him. So if it's
Hmm.
great content, he can write it off. Just like if you bought a microphone, two turntables, and a microphone, you could write it off at the end of the year
Well,
because it's
the thing is that because of the powerful and attractive Michael Bathurst,
hi Nancy
um,
K, hi Lenny.
I
So I'm
am,
what?
you know,
Just stop it with the attractive. You're such a
I'm
liar.
sorry.
So here
Anyway,
we go. We got to address this though, okay? Because this is unfolding, and we won't laugh. We'll address these, okay? Because I've been on this side of the fence. I know this side of the fence very well. What does that mean?
what does what mean?
I don't know. This is the comments. Well, I do. This is insane. You are ridiculous, Milton. You're not ridiculous. Listen, Lenny, you and I have people because we have big personalities
Mhm.
that either want to strangle us or hug us. It depends on the day. And it can happen within the day. I've had people that I've started the day off, "He's a hero," and by the end of the day, "He's a zero."
Hey, Mikey Man does the greatest on Haps that he can.
Yes.
And then
Spin a
by the end of
web,
the day, it's
throw him
like
in a
that
river,
Michael
put a
that Michael
chain.
Bathurst is a.
Yeah, put a chain on his neck. Hey there, throw him in the swamp. Yeah, there we go. It's all good. But we're always going to have where we're siblings and we don't get along sometimes and we say stupid
Agreed.
shit. And I've blown up on Milton, maybe too much. I think he hit my Achilles heel one day, and he just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. He hit the dam, and the dam was just
Mhm.
holding, and he went,
But the great thing, Michael, is that we are brothers, and we have a camaraderie that I don't think we even understand, even though we don't always agree.
"I don't think
And so
anybody
that's what
does.
I
I don't
and
think
so
anybody
that's
does."
that's what I love about you is the fact
Oh,
that yeah, even though we might not agree on everything
yeah.
whatsoever, we're still friends.
We try. We try.
Yeah,
We both love this format. That
agreed.
that I agree with. We're here together.
Yeah.
And the format right now, let's be real, is limping.
Yes.
It's not what it was. Um, the technology is fucking amazing. Like, look at this. This is seamless. This is crazy how clear you are tonight. And listen, he went through all this pain for you guys. He had a wire in his ear. You know, he was getting shocked every 35 seconds, and he was like, "No, I can do it. I can do it." And all because someone ate earwax, which happened to be connected to his earbud.
Which happened to be Geddy Lee of the lead singer of Rush. No, my
Right.
dog. Sorry.
And who knew Geddy Lee could be such an ass? I thought he was a good guy.
I mean, he's Canadian. You know, everybody in Canada
Right.
are nice
But
and
you
happy,
know,
right?
we have our fetishes. Poor Geddy Lee. You know, you think he could afford his own earwax.
I know, right? You
Weird.
know. Anyway.
You get big, you don't care. Actually, I get he's a bit of a recluse, actually.
Hmm.
Because he's not showy.
Mm-hmm.
He's not one of those
Yeah.
showy guys where, you know, like you got like Gene, and please don't be offended, but Gene is like us. He's an
Oh yeah,
idiot.
yeah.
He's a
Agreed.
giant
Agreed.
foot in the mouth idiot.
Uh-huh.
And he likes to have people mad at him. Like, what was it? 2 months ago, I don't think he knew that David Lee Roth is dying. Because he is.
Mm-hmm.
You know that, right? They haven't told us what
Yeah.
it is. And let's be real, he never had a great voice. He just didn't. But fuck, he was a showman.
He was.
A showman.
Yeah.
And he had, I think, well, people don't know this, and I can't remember his name, but the bassist of that band.
Michael Anthony.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
He has like an operatic voice. So some
Yes.
of those really BG high end, that's
Agreed.
him.
Yeah.
That's him,
Yeah.
right? And then, you know, you had, you know, the guitar wizard, right? Eddie,
EVH.
right? And his brother's name is what? I know his last name is Van
Alex Van Halen.
Right. I knew you'd know. Okay. But
Yeah.
nobody sounds like them together. They knew each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
But uh, all of them were super moody. Super moody. And there
Did,
was fighting, physical fighting in that band.
did you know that Gene Simmons discovered them?
Yes. Yes. And he thought it was a couple of guitar players and realized it was one guy doing everything. And he's like, somebody
Yeah.
sign him.
He discovered them, and that was like in the early '80s,
It was
and
some
so
shitty club.
he wanted to bring them into Casablanca, which was Kiss's record company,
Yeah.
and the manager Neil Bogart refused to sign them, and the reason why is because they felt Gene was getting away from music and trying to be more of a business person. And so the day that Casablanca decided not to sign them, the next day they got a record contract and had their first album. So
Yeah. Well, here's the thing people don't know Casablanca was made with a shoestring budget. Literally
yes.
no budget at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of those massive successes. And it was a disco label. You know that.
What'd you just say? You went
It
out
was
there.
a
I'm sorry.
it was a disco label.
Yes.
Yeah, like Donna Summers was on that.
Uh-huh.
The
Yes.
queen of disco. So the only rock band that I knew of on there was Kiss.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So they had a great eye for potential.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But
So
also, of course, I've read a lot of Kiss books, and Neil Bogart, the leader of Casablanca,
yeah,
he actually borrowed a lot of money from the mafia, and there was a certain point to where
was that
they were
real?
almost going to. They yeah.
Was that real? Okay.
I've read the books. I've read the books. You know, from Gene, from Paul,
Yeah,
from Peter, from Ace, and then when Rock and Roll All Night, Party Every Day hit
yeah.
on their fourth album, which was the live album, then the money they got popular and money
Hey
started flowing in.
James.
But up until that point, they
Well,
you know he almost died.
but that's the way the music business is.
Yes.
So if you go way back, I don't know if you're a blues guy. So there's a guy named Muddy Waters.
I know Bunny Otters. Yeah.
Muddy Waters. Okay, and the Rolling Stones were named because of Muddy Waters. That was one of his songs.
Really?
Yeah, one of his songs is called Rolling Stone. and you know they loved him, they worshipped him. But the younger son of Chess went to his dad and said, "Look, this guy's the shit. He's the bomb. He's phenomenal. You've got to sign him." And he listens to it and he goes, "I don't get it. It's a mess. It makes no sense. This music's stupid." This is what he said.
Mm-hmm.
"I'm not backing it." He said, "Okay, I'll use my own money."
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, "Go ahead, waste your money." Very first signal, like that something was going right, they released two records. But back then there were 79s. So I don't know, or 78s actually. Sorry, 78s. I'm getting old.
78, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
79 was a good year. We won't go there, buddy. But
Didn't Brian Adams sing the summer of 70? No, no, 69.
no, that was
Sorry.
69, and I still don't know
I
what
was
that
kidding.
means.
I was kidding. I was kidding.
Anybody who knows, just tell us in the comments. But he released the two tracks, and one of them was the Hoochie Coochie Man.
Hmm.
So that song has been covered 7,000 times.
Really?
But when it came out, you must know it. Gypsy woman told my mother before I was born, there's going to be a blues child coming. He's going to be
Yeah.
a son of
Yeah,
a
yeah,
gun.
yeah, yeah.
It's going to make pretty women jump and shout. And then the whole world's going to know what it's all about because I'm here. Yeah. So every blues guy in the world and rock guys have done that song. Within
Agreed.
2 weeks, it sold 1 million copies. So you know what his dad said? There might be something here, buddy.
There might be.
There might be something here. That you might be onto something. Chess became filthy rich from blues artists.
Yeah.
Yeah, filthy rich because of that.
Well, in the 80s and also early 90s, there was a writer called Desmond Child
Yes, yeah,
um, who wrote songs with so many hair metal bands. Also, I think he wrote some songs with Michael Bolton. If you, I think
yeah,
you always tell the story about when you met him.
yeah. I didn't believe him.
But
I thought he was a bold-faced liar.
yeah,
I did. I was like,
and so
I was like, liar.
so nobody in the world knows who in the world Desmond Child is, but you and I do.
Yeah, yeah,
But he wrote so many songs, and he's a multimillionaire today
yeah.
because he was behind the scenes writing songs.
Well, maybe you know who Babyface is. Babyface has.
I've heard the name. I don't know the music.
So when I was a very young man, and this is one of the great things when you're old, you can tell stupid stories like this. There was a group called The Deal, and The Deal had in it Babyface, and Babyface at that time had no money. And we happened to go to the same coffee shop they did after hours, and I could hear the conversation. And it was so funny. And I could hear the one guy going, "I don't know if we have gas money, man. So easy on the eating here." This is what they were saying to each other. I think I was laughing. He goes, "Don't worry, my mom will wire us money." This was one of the conversations. So
Yeah.
I heard them that night, and there was only one person in the band I thought was talented, and that was Babyface. And I thought, that guy's got something. I don't know what it is, but he's got star quality. So that same year, I saw a guy named Rick James who did, Super Freak, Girls are Super Freak, yeah,
Super
yeah.
freaking now.
Super
Okay.
Freaking, yeah. And he also did, Give It to Me, Baby. Give me that stuff, that funk, that sweet, that funky stuff, right? So,
Also, what was the comedian that said, "I'm Rick James, damn it"? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
yeah, right. So,
That was Chappelle. That was Chappelle.
I saw the deal in Detroit, and I used to live in Sarnia. So that night there was I don't know, God, this, for those who know, there's a group called the OJs, but their sons are called Levert.
Yes.
So I saw Levert,
Levert. Do they have a song I might know? Go ahead. Sorry.
Casanova. If I
Can you
played
sing
you
it?
some of the songs, you would know. You would know them. And they became also somewhat successful, mostly for producing. But their dad was super famous for the OJs. You know that song, "Money, Money, 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 Money."
Oh
You
yeah, yeah, yeah.
you lived in Port Huron? I used to party in Port Huron.
Wow.
Yeah, well, Sarnia's on the other side. Is that people at my work used to go, stop going to Port Huron. I said, guys, Huron. No, Port Huron. Be careful. It's dangerous. And I
Yeah.
was 16 when I used to go over. But some of the best music memories I've ever had were there.
Sorry, sorry, sorry.
So I know how you love metal, right? Well, not metal. You like the spandex years, or the leather pant years.
No, no, no. I'm not a hair metal fan. I'm actually a Zeppelin, Kiss. I'm more
Yeah.
'70s than I am '80s. But go
Well,
ahead.
see, I'm 80s. Okay, so I used to go to those too. So I was a weirdo. I'm still a weirdo, but I used to go to funk concerts with my buddies, and I used to go to these metal ones, and it would be all up and coming guys with these tight pants on, and it was in Port Huron. So one night I went there. I went after one of my gigs, met this girl, went to this hotel room with her, had my record collection there. Next thing I knew, there was a party there. I was in that room no more than 5 minutes, and these guys came in with guns. I'd never
Really,
seen a gun. My records were
I'm gonna get
being,
some more water. I'm gonna
yeah,
get some more water, but I can still
yeah,
hear you.
yeah, it's good. So these guys started checking my records over the balcony, and I left. And I think I found my records. And if I believe correctly, my records were still alive. And I might have been 17, maybe 18, somewhere in
Wow.
that range. But being a Canadian guy, I'd never seen anything like that. And they nicely asked me to leave, so I did. As they threw my records over the balcony, it was fun. But what was wild is most of them floated pretty good. And I had angel sleeves. I don't know if you remember those. You would have the angel sleeve inside, and I had the plastic cover outside, and that saved
Hmm.
them. For some reason, my records were fine. And back then, they were 12-inch signal, and they were expensive. They were like some of these were like eight, $10. Well, 8, $10 back then is more like $20 now.
Yeah.
And some of the greatest times of my life were in Port Huron. You and I, if we had gone, you would have loved it. But
Hmm.
there was a group, and I don't know if anybody's going to know these groups, but one of them was Platinum Blonde. Another one that I used to
Yeah,
go.
yeah. I know that name. I know that name. Yeah.
Another one was called Haywire, and these were
No.
just. Another one was Honeymoon Suite, who
Hmm.
became a really big band in Canada, and I saw Loverboy, and Loverboy had multiple hits in the states.
Yes.
Um, and it was funny. There was this girl. Her name was Lee Aaron, who used to go there, and she used to sing. But up and coming singers, they would let them come up and sing.
Hmm.
And I couldn't sing rock to save my life, which, as you know. But
Hey,
one of
hey,
my
really, really fast before you get beyond this. Who
Yeah.
was the lead singer of Loverboy?
Oh, the Scottish dude, right?
They were we would call them the headband band because the lead singer always had a headband on.
Yeah, and he did that Almost Paradise with
Mhm.
with Ann
Yes,
Wilson, Mike
yes.
Reno. Is that right?
Boom! You got it.
Okay.
The funny thing, I have a friend of mine who lives in
Yeah.
the same town as I do, and I call him Reno to this day because when it gets cold, he would always wear a headband over his ears, and so,
Yeah.
and so because Loverboy was a headband, the headband band, I would always call him Reno.
But
But
you
go
know
ahead.
that song Almost Paradise didn't almost get recorded?
No.
She was late. She, I think, hurt her arm or her leg, something. She got in some kind of accident. They
Hmm.
went in, they did one take, and she said, "Look, I'm here. Let's just do it." And it became a huge hit, and it was a one take, and that's
Wow.
all she had in her, and it was perfect, seamless. I always
Hmm.
hoped that they would do more stuff together, but that's the problem with the music business.
Yeah.
Is a lot of the things are just weird connections,
Hmm.
being in the right place at the right time.
Can I tell you? I won't go long, but it's kind of a
Yeah.
similar story to your Michael Bolton. thing or
I
different
still
stories
feel
you've
bad
told.
about that. I still feel bad about that
Yeah, 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 yeah,
because I thought he was lying. I thought he was trying to impress the women. Oh
yeah.
well.
I worked at a Kroger in
Hmm.
Dickinson, Texas. You know what Kroger is in Canada?
Yeah, it's a grocery
It's
store, but we don't
it's a
have one
grocery
of those.
store.
Yeah, I used to go.
Okay,
Don't forget, I used to live in Sarnia, so I used to go over to the state. Yeah. Go ahead.
so
Yeah.
I was the head sacker at the Kroger store.
What does
And
that mean?
so of course, when someone buys their groceries, I was the one who would sack their groceries.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
and so because I was the head sacker, meant that I was ahead of all the other sackers. Okay,
Yeah.
and I had hair halfway down my back, and I was the only one allowed to have the long hair because I was the head sacker. But
Oh.
anyway, there was a guy who owned a record store
Hmm.
in Pasadena, Texas, not too far away, and he lived in Hitchcock, and he would come, like 3 days a week, buy groceries, and I knew him very well,
Yeah.
and so one day, I'm sacking groceries, being the head sacker, and then I look up, and there's the drummer of Iron Maiden, Nico McBrain,
No way.
and with the guy who owns the record store. And if you look on the back of the Iron Maiden album, Somewhere in Time, it says Texas Tape and Records, the record store that he owned. So that's a little bit of history. And so I went, you're Nico McBrain, and he goes, yeah. And so the only thing, of course, that's before cell phones and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So the only thing I had on me was my check stub. I just cashed my check stub that day, and so he wrote to Milton Ta Nico, not T.A. Nico.
Hmm.
And so I went to school the next day and went, I met Nico McBrain. And no one believed me. No one. They
No.
thought I was just nuts. And so Maiden came back like a year later, and I actually, the record store owner confirmed that I actually met Nico. But I,
Yeah.
I went down in 2019 he has a rib restaurant called Rock and Roll Ribs near Miami. I forgot it might be Clearwater, somewhere around there. And I talked to him, and I said, "Do you remember that?" And he goes, "Yes, I remember that," which was cool. So it came a full 360. So
That's amazing. But you
yeah,
you just don't know who you're going to meet in this life, right?
you
And
don't know.
I remember one time, and I still don't know this person, but my daughter, I'm not going to mention the band's name, but there was a band that it was kind of like a goth band. We'll call it goth. And
Yes.
my daughter at this time was, I don't know, 16. They had like a night where you could go if you're 16. You couldn't drink, but you paid a lot to get in, and it was all
Hmm.
these goth bands. And she found me in the back, and she goes, "Do you know who you're talking to?" And I said, "No." And she goes, "He's the headliner, Dad." And she goes, "What the hell are you talking to him for?" And he said, "Well, he said he missed his dad, and I reminded him of it.
Mm.
And he was just telling me how hard it's been lately. So, well, how long did you talk to him?" I said, "Oh, the 2 hours I waited for you." And she goes, "What the She goes, she goes, "You're lying." So, and I was like, and I said, "No, I'm not. I swear to you, I talked to him for 2 hours." So they finally come up. They finally come up. He comes up and he goes, "I just want to send this out to Michael, Laura's dad. Thanks, man. I needed that tonight. Thank you, brother." And started the, and to this day,
That is cool.
yeah, I think I remember it. I I think it was Silverstein. I don't
Mm.
even know if anybody will know who that is, but my daughter loved them,
No, I don't know.
and they're still around. But it just goes to show people don't realize that everybody's human.
Yes.
We all miss people. We all, and
Mhm.
I think because I didn't give two shits, that was not my kind of music. I just talked to him as a human. It was fine. So you
Mhm.
know Billy F. Gibbons. I told you the story before.
Yeah.
I met
Yeah.
him backstage,
Hmm.
and the waiver was 90 things. that you could not do. No direct eye contact, no shaking hands, no. And I got talking to him, and he was really nice. And I'll never, ever, as long as I live, will never forget his response. I said, "Buddy, what's with the waiver?" And he goes, um, "The women get weird, man." And I said, "What do you mean?" He goes, "The grab of your junk." And I said, "So the waiver's for that?" He goes, "Well, if they're nice, they'll just try to kiss you."
So hopefully, Michael, you didn't grab his junk, right? I'm kidding.
No, but he came out and he had pajamas on.
Mm.
This after party, he'd just come from a shower of some sort, probably from his bus. And the other guys looked at him like, and because they had their, and he went, and he goes, and I remember, and he was, "I like to be comfortable." So, so they asked him. They said, "Well, what do you wear when you're at home all the time?" He goes, "I have really nice pajamas."
Of course, Milton has nice pajamas, but anyway,
Do
did I
you?
ever tell
Are you
you
going to
what?
showcase those on one of your
Well,
shows? In
I
there?
have wiener dog pajamas. I have Emerald Fudd pajamas. I have moose pajamas. I have deer pajamas. But anyway,
Yeah.
so
OG
I have
Classic. I've
showed.
invited you, and I've also invited
Yeah.
Kevin. Is he in the waiting room? It's just
Uh,
shit. He is. Oh God, we're evil.
have I ever told you my quasi meeting Michael Bublé story?
No, I'd say I would be starstruck with him. I
Okay,
would actually. I would like.
so my wife really likes who's the guy who's kind of like Michael Bublé is from Louisiana. Anyway, got who he is. But anyway,
Hi, Kevin.
that so hey
Hi,
Kevin, how you
Kevin.
doing, my friend? So back in the day, when I would fly to Asia, you'd have to go from Texas to California and then to Asia. But now they have straight flights from Texas straight to Asia. But back in the day, I would have to stop in California.
Okay.
So I was wearing my Rush shirt. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and so we're going through customs, and of course this is pre 9/11, so it's nothing, you know, that we go through now. And so there was a guy, two people in front of me, and he turned around and he saw my Rush shirt and he went, and he gave me one of those,
Yeah.
and I went, and I kind of gave it that back.
Yeah.
And so by that, so then he went through customs, and this woman tapped me on the shoulder. She goes, "You know who that is?" I went, "No." She goes, "That was Michael Bublé." I went, "My wife likes him. I didn't know." you know?
That's awesome. Yeah.
and,
Well, he
and
was an
so that
actor
was hilarious.
first. He was an actor first before he was a
In
singer.
Canada?
Yeah. He was a kind of a B actor. I shouldn't say that. He's done movies. You should look him up. Let's say hello to Kevin. Kevin, how are you? Welcome to the show
Hey,
tonight,
Kevin.
where we're talking about living in Walmart, or living outside Walmart, or living within 10 minutes of Walmart.
Yeah,
Which one would you
Kevin,
like
if you
better?
don't live, if you don't live within 10 minutes of Walmart, you're not living. Go, Kevin.
You're not living. You've given up. Your life is over. Ash is here. Good morning, Ash.
Yeah.
Ash slept in 1979, by the way. Okay. Hi, Ash.
I love Ash. I love Ash.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, go ahead, my friend.
We got super Walmart here.
Okay, what does that mean?
It's bigger
I do
than a
too.
regular Walmart.
Okay.
It's
Are
like a
you
Walmart.
bragging? Are you saying because your Walmart's bigger than most that you've got something that
Yeah,
we don't have? Is that are you bragging again, man?
it's like the
Yes, he is.
Disneyland. It's like the Disneyland of Walmart. Super Walmart.
Super Walmart. Or are you kind of like the Disneyland of Kevin's? Would you say you're a supersized man? Is that what you're saying? In
No,
the right way.
no. Michael Bathurst is the supersized.
I am. I am, and I have to make sure that the business doesn't expand. Let's put it that way, or I'll be
And of
dead.
course, by the way, Mr. Bathurst is powerful and attractive. So
I
I'm
pay
sorry,
him.
Mike.
I pay him really well for that. That 40 cents goes a long way.
Introducing the God of Happs,
So
Michael
Kevin, you
Bathurst.
must have some stories where you met cool people that are musicians
I'm
with
sure
your
he does.
lifestyle.
Oh yeah, I usually go to the NAM show every year. National Association of
Mhm.
Musicians Merchants. It's held every year in
Yeah.
Anaheim, California, and then there's a summer one in Nashville, Tennessee. And I usually approach these musicians by their first name because they've been around the world tour, and they don't know anybody from Adam. You know, they they
Mm-hmm.
they don't know if you saw them in Japan in frickin' 1995 or whatever. But
Right.
one guy that really impressed me was Herbie Hancock. Uh, he was
I love
walking
him.
around. He was walking around in
Wow.
a double breasted suit,
Mm-hmm.
like a light chocolate brown, and
Yeah.
nobody was noticing him. And so I
Huh.
went up to him and I said he had just
What
put out
year
a
was that,
DVD.
buddy? Was that the
Uh,
80s?
it was 2003,
Oh, really? Okay.
and he had just put out a DVD.
Rocket?
With, no, it was after that.
Hmm.
Oh, was it really? What year did Rocket come out?
I'm not
Hmm.
Let
sure.
me, let me look. I'm going to look it up.
Hey, if I had to guess, I would say 83. I could be wrong, but
I
let's
think
go.
it's 80s. I think you're right. I think it's.
Hmm.
Yeah, he was
But keep
younger
going,
when he
sir.
put that out.
You got to get in there. You're in the Steamroller Network. Keep going.
Hey, Michael, have you
Oh
met a girl
shit!
named
See,
Toby yet?
you blew it.
Yeah, ADHD
Hey,
network. So yeah, I
have you
went up.
met a girl named Toby yet? She's down there. She's really nice.
Good. Okay, let him finish his story, and we'll see how
So,
that goes.
so no. Usually, people were walking around like Kenny Arnoff, the drummer from Mellencamp, and
Yeah.
Santana, and all these people, and they get bombarded for autographs. But Herbie's walking around, and nobody's saying shit. And he was walking around with Vernon Reed, who was the guitar player from In Living Color.
Oh,
And
I
so
know
I
him.
go,
Also an actor.
yeah.
Hmm.
And so I walked
Yeah.
up to Herbie Hancock, and I go, hey, what's up, Herbie? I mean, Herbie's got a freaking history from Miles Davis to his own solo shit. And he's like, he's
Do
like
you know what year he was with Miles Davis,
probably
guys?
when he was freaking in the '60s when he was like 20 years old.
You're right. From '63 to '68, he recorded with Miles Davis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Wow.
and
Do you guys remember the show Fat Albert?
Yes.
He helped out with the music with that.
yeah, he's amazing. So he had just put out a DVD in Brazil. He had recorded with a tribute to Carlos Jobim, famous piano player from Brazil, who
Hmm.
wrote "Girl from Ipanema" and a bunch of other
Oh,
hits.
I love that song. Yeah.
Really? Yeah, that's a
When you
good song.
play when you play bossa novas, you play all these Jobim hits. And I said, and there was a young Cuban pianist that had defected, and he was also on the
Hmm.
DVD. And so I just making conversation. I said, "Hey, I saw that DVD you did with Carlos Rubalcaba, Gonzalo Rubalcaba from Cuba, and it was dedicated to Joe Bean. You played his music, and he sat next to you on the piano and all this crap. And what did you think of his playing and blah blah blah." And as soon as somebody saw me talking to him, he was bombarded by 25 different people.
But
Just came
nobody
in.
knew. But nobody
Yeah,
knew.
everybody just fucking
Yeah.
came up on him, wanted autographs, blah blah blah. And
Mm.
I was just literally pushed away. And so I just backed up, and I just stood there for about a half hour talking to Vernon Reed, and he was just telling me about how in Living Color they were just fighting and they broke up and all this
Hmm.
shit. I think they only had one hit, Cult of Personality or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, and that was an awesome song.
Yeah, and so he was telling me about the trials and tribulation of that band. But the great thing about it was after everybody had dispersed and he had signed his last autograph, Herbie was looking around and he was actually looking for me, and he saw that
Oh,
I was talking with
that's
Vernon.
nice. That's
Yeah, it was
nice.
great. He
Yeah.
was looking, and saw that I was talking with Vernon because he came in with Vernon, and he walked over to me to continue the conversation. And I have
He
never
has done
ever
more for
had
jazz than
I've never
anyone
had a
I know
musician
that's
at
still
that level.
alive. No,
Yeah,
that's a lie. Quincy Jones. Him and Quincy Jones, and they're good friends. Those
I've
two
never
are.
had a musician at that level be so humble and so kind to come over and continue a conversation like
Yeah.
that. like a real freaking human being. Because
Yeah, well, you won't find that here, buddy. Not in this one. In the
not
narcissistic bullpen.
oh,
You know,
not in
we
the
think
not in
we're
the
the
bad
greatest
way,
creations ever. So,
not in the
who did
bad
you want
way.
me to invite up? Just one second. Good, he's learning. He's bulldozing back. Who did you want me? Who did you want to come up?
Of course, because of the fact that we were the kings of mediocrity, our narcissism has no actual
That
footing,
was
but
our
we
first
like to
band.
think it does.
That was our first band. We were wearing the spandex, but we were blowing out the asses on most of the we couldn't afford it anymore. It was, and we were living, for a while in the van outside Walmart. And Walmart doesn't have the greatest
Down by the
slimming.
river.
We were living by the river for sure. It's all true. It's documented. Herbie Hancock would come by occasionally and buy us a sandwich. That's just the kind of guy he is.
Yeah, a
That
sandwich.
part is a lie. But the rest of it's all real. Absolutely, it's all documented. It's real deal. Ash, you were invited up. I think you were. Just one second here.
Yeah,
But
I'd love to talk to Ash. She's awesome.
I one night had all my alcohol paid for. I had I had to pay a share of the limousine because we used to get this limousine. There'd be 10 of us. It would drive us from London, Ontario to Toronto, and I saw a guy at the table, and I said to everybody at our table, "I think that's Steve Vive." And they were like, "That's not Steve Five. He looks like an old man." I said, "How about this? I'll buy all of you a round of drinks. I'll buy you any drink you want, or you can buy me a drink, or if you're cheap, you can just give me $5. I think that's Steve Five." And they all went, "We're in, we're in." So I went over, talked to him. He was drinking his near beer, which is hilarious. I'll never forget that.
He's a vegan.
And everybody at that table, there was about 20 of them, gave me either a drink or $5. But you know what triggered that story? What you said. Everybody at my table, everybody in that place now went over and asked for an autograph once they realized who he was.
I freaking sat with Steve Vai, Greg Bissonette,
Yeah.
and Billy Sheehan when David Lee Roth got kicked
Yeah.
out of Van Halen and started that
Yeah. That
band,
was a great band.
Yankee Rose and all that
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Almost Paradise. Remember that? Do you remember
Yeah,
that? Just
Chris,
like living in paradise. Yeah.
yeah.
Um, he was a very nice man. Do you know who was with him that night? You won't guess. Frank Zappa's son. Do you know who that is?
Dweezil, I met him too.
Very kind,
Yeah.
humble, quiet. They were there to sign an artist. His name is Johnny A. And Johnny A was so good, he wrecked the next 5 concerts I saw. Because I saw a whole new level of playing. It was weird. He's
Yeah, he's
still
really
out there. Johnny A. He actually has a guitar now named after him.
yeah.
I think could it be Taylor? I might be wrong.
Who
Um,
Dweezil? Dweezil?
no, no, this Johnny A guy.
Oh,
He actually has his own series of guitars. Well, so does Joe Bonamassa. If you're half decent, they'll give you a guitar. Milton, they're thinking of coming up with a line of earphones that are really resilient and can't be eaten.
Hmm.
They're working on the technology right now. Ash, how are you? He's got ants in his pants and he needs to dance tonight.
No, no,
fine.
no, no. I had to go.
Uh,
I had to go to the restroom, but since you brought it up, here we
you
go.
didn't walk all the way to Walmart, did you?
Um,
Okay.
he actually urinated live on Happs the other day.
Good for him. That kind of quality broadcasting is what built this platform.
Kevin, I didn't do that. You know, I didn't do that.
So
Yes,
was
you
it
did.
number one or number two, sir? Or was it a
Number one.
combo platter?
It was the
I,
number
I,
one with no
I,
audio.
I
I think
know.
urinated. I think urinated is more liquid than
Mm.
solids. So
The way you say urinate sounds like I'm yearning.
no, no, no. As Kevin said, there was no audio because I muted myself.
Mm. It's well, when you've lost your earbud and you think that you're muted.
Hey. By the way, Kevin is actually helping me buy a guitar. So he and I have been in conversation the last 3 days.
Yeah.
So he knows it was muted.
So, have you ever lived in a van? Um, being a musician, because a lot of musicians end up living in vans for a while as they're
oh,
touring.
oh, worse than that. We
Yeah.
toured in the back of a freaking pickup truck with one of the camper shells with
Yeah.
all the fucking equipment in the back,
Yeah. Well,
Hmm.
sleeping
it's it,
sideways,
it's
freezing.
not a glamorous life. How old were you then?
27.
Mm.
27.
It sucked.
How old are you now?
Six.
29. 29. And
29.
holding. And holding. When Kevin meets women now, he goes, "Listen, I'm 30 times 2. How you doing?" Do you know what Milton says when he goes out? Drinking triples, seeing doubles, and acting single. How are you? Milton.
I, I don't need pickup lines anymore, man.
No? You got a pickup truck? You ready? Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm just a
Are you
smooth
making love in
operator.
your Chevy van and that's all right with you?
I'm just a smooth operator, man.
Really? You and Sade? Now that would be.
Smooth operator.
I'm telling you, she did that one song where she was on the horse. Nothing can
Hmm.
come between us. I don't think in my whole life I've ever wanted to be a horse more than that moment.
I would give anything to be in her band and watch her every night on stage.
I don't want to be in her band. I just want to be in her bed. But we'll leave that alone. But that's when I was 20. Yeah. When I was 20, I thought she was just
that's
delicious.
that's before the
Delicious.
E. That's before ED or
What does that mean? What's that word? What's that mean?
Yeah.
before
What is
erectile
that?
dysfunction.
Oh, well, you know what? I told Tony D this, and I was telling him as a friend. You know, your body is like a set of tires. You can wear them out. So be careful.
You got to rotate them.
Well, and the thing is, it's not like you have a detachable one that you can just, put back on. You can't get an upgrade. But Flip Wilson, this is a true story, and George Burns had a pump up where they would pump up their testicle and it would make them fully erect. And he went on, Flip Wilson, who was Geraldine, went on Howard Stern. And I guess Flip Wilson is insanely rich from investing. Like he's really good at the stock market. So,
Hmm.
Howard Stern said to him, "What is the best investment he had ever made?" And he pulled out his junk and said this. And he goes, "What? What do you mean?" He goes, "Watch." And he went, and he goes, "George Burns had this." He said, "This has changed my life. I call myself the ever ready man."
Of course, didn't Flip Wilson sing "My Dingaling"?
No, that was Chuck Berry. Chuck Berry.
Okay, got it.
Now he
Okay.
might have done a cover of it. Is that going to be on the Narcissistic Volume 2?
Yeah, I actually think he did a cover of it because I remember when I was a kid,
Yeah.
Flip Wilson doing that.
Well, why not? Why not? If you hear something that is so rich, and detailed, and you're inspired, you know, my dingling, The other one,
Hey,
here's the music business. The da da da. Like,
yeah.
right? Or the do do do. The da
Do the
da da.
da da
That's
da.
all I
It's
want
all
to
I
say
want
to
to
you.
say to
Do
Michael.
do do do. Like, what were you doing while
Mm.
you wrote that? I was doing a doobie doobie doobie. A doobie
Man,
doobie doobie.
Or
imagine
um,
imagine if we would have written the Macarena.
I know.
Holy
You know
shit!
what?
Was
That
it
has
like?
depth though. That has depth. That has more depth, sorry, than the do do da. Now, how about this one? Whoop, there it is. Swoop, there it
Ooh,
is.
there it is.
And
Or
so listen, Milton's got a new version coming out. Poop, there it is. Poop, there it is.
okay. When I was a little bitty boy, my grandma sent me a cute little toy. Silver bells hanging on the string. She told me it was my ding-a-ling-a-ling. Oh, my ding-a-ling,
Ding-a-ling-a-ling,
my ding-a-ling.
ding-a-ling,
Won't you play with my ding-a-ling? Sorry.
ding-a-ling.
Okay.
Now, every song on this new album is dedicated to our dear friend Neil Diamond. Because you always get
Yes.
that grit in there. You get that, "Yeah, baby. Papa's in the house."
Sweet Caroline. Okay, go ahead.
Yes. Yeah.
Hey, Milton, do a holly holy on.
Don't do that. See, those are fighting
No.
words. Those are fighting words right there. You went too far. You thought you were funny with him, peeing and pooing on air. You've gone too far.
Uh,
I don't
but
like
but
that
but
too.
Michael, you don't understand that me and Kevin know each other more than you know. So
Well, I thought so because I think he has the same wig as you. Oh, sorry, your cousin. So whatever her name is. All right, yeah, there we go. It's all
well,
real.
yeah. The funny thing is that Davina keeps getting text from Kevin, but I'm not. That's neither here nor there. But
Well, you know what? The heart wants what the heart wants. We are not here. This is 2022. We got to be open to expression. Now, I don't
yes,
suggest selling that product at Walmart parking lot. You may have a very short life. What do you think,
especially
Kevin?
here, especially here in a town that has the only living, breathing Trump store outside of.
Yeah. Can we talk about something serious? What the hell's going on with all the fires? Did you see about the fires in Denver?
On
Anybody?
Really?
Colorado's on fire,
Yeah, 1,000 homes gone. Do you know what they said it was about? Earwax. The- We didn't start the fire. And they said, what was it? There was a spark from some idiot's headphone. He was too cheap. He was hanging out at the Walmart with a wig on. Next thing you know, it was dry out. The whole forest went on fire. God, did you hear about that, Kevin?
yeah. Unbelievable.
Unbelievable. It's almost
I know.
unbelievable.
Hey, Michael,
Yeah.
are you ready?
Stir it up,
Little
little
darling.
darling, stir it up. All right, soon to be done by Neil Diamond. Stir it up. Okay. So,
Stir it up. I'm sorry.
ba ba ba
What I
is
am.
lonely. Oh, sorry.
Uh, I'm sorry, Kevin.
What?
That sounded like more like Ethel Merman than no. I'm sorry.
Listen, that works at
You
Walmart.
gotta do
Trust me.
you gotta do
That
you gotta do Holly Holy before you leave.
we're gonna have Walmart soon. As we got to be careful here.
So
We
so
love
uh, so
Walmart.
so Michael, what is your version of Walmart there in the awesome city of Toronto?
We don't have these supersized Walmarts.
Hmm.
We're humble. We never complain. We always say we're sorry, and the last thing we'd ever do is pee on a broadcast. We just
Ah,
don't do those things.
You say you're sorry, sorry.
Sorry. We're sorry for everything.
what's that all about?
Well, listen. Yeah,
A
well,
boot.
the boot will get you right to the Walmart if you're not careful.
Of course, if you live on the lake, you have a boot house
Yes, or your last name would be Bathurst. That's how it goes, right?
or a Bathurst.
Yes.
Bathurst.
Ba-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Bathurst.
Ba-da-ba-da. Sorry.
So, you never know what people have been through, especially musicians, what they went through to get where they need to go. And
Agreed.
many of the biggest stars in the world starved to pursue their dreams and slept in vans and slept, um, it's tough. And the thing is, people don't realize this. The guys that make the money are the ones that write the songs.
Mhm.
That's where the money is. And when you took the ability to perform away in 2020, guys starved. Because these are guys that were just making it before. They were warm, dry fed. They suddenly didn't have any gigs. So
Can I
Ash
say
says
something about
until they
that?
got big and couldn't manage themselves. What does that mean? You should come up. You should come
Uh,
up. Ash, show us.
can I
You can
say
show us. You can show us your fridge. You could do
uh,
that. Go
can
ahead.
I say something about that?
No, you can't say anything because you've said enough.
I,
Kevin's texting me right now, going, he
I,
keeps bulldozing me.
No, 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 Kevin. We're good. We're good friends. I have a friend of mine who I met in Vietnam, who's a great guitarist, great musician, and he would go from Vietnam to Singapore to um, Dubai, and then when the pandemic hit, then all of a sudden all the everything shut down, and he
Hmm.
actually was homeless for 6 months. And so here's a guy from Philadelphia who's in New Delhi living on the streets begging for food, which he's never
Yeah.
had to do before. Yeah.
Hit a
Well,
bus.
listen, I've known people who have lots of money, who are doing very well, will risk their lives for Happs, put a wire in their ear, pee on air, and sing.
Thank you,
Near the.
Kevin.
I've known people singing on the shower. Right? I think his name's Captain Rehab. He was doing broadcasts from his shower. This is the quality broadcasting that we have here on Happs. We
And
we do it all for you.
don't forget Jimmy James in the bubble bath.
What is that? I don't even know what that is. Phil.
Namaste.
Hmm.
Mm,
Namaste in the bubble bath.
Yeah.
all
Well,
right. So this
James.
gentleman here, just everyone be quiet for one moment. So this person here is my best friend in the world. This is, well, next to my wife, but this is James Heaven. That's his real name. He
mhm.
has a birthday this month. Great guy. Known him since I was in grade 5, and we've been friends. He
Really?
was he was the best man at both of my weddings, and the lady I've been with now, I've currently been with her for 30 years. So everybody should have a friend like this. Yeah. Um, Anybody know where this guy is? Where's Colin? Where's Colin been?
Love Colin.
He loves you back. He said he can't handle the peeing. And I said, look, you have to put up with things with people. If you love them, go ahead.
Uh, Can I tell you kind of a funny story about Colin?
You can go for it.
He when you asked him what kind of beer he drinks, he
Hmm.
said Foster's.
Yes.
Okay. I'm friends with a few people from Australia who thinks, and this is a quote: "Foster's is peace." That's what they say, peace, in their and their and so it just cracked me up that Colin loves Foster's because people in Australia, which is supposedly the Australian beer, they hate it. So
Yes. Yes.
yeah,
So I want to, Kevin, you watching the screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So the Walmart that he is talking about has a graveyard near it, and in there, the only thing they have on the headstones are these right here. That's it. That's what they got. Everything is large near that Walmart. Can you see that, Kevin?
yes.
What, the corkscrew?
The corkscrew. Yes.
Hmm.
Yes. Yes. If Milton was a corkscrew, right there. Yeah. Or it could be the Dairy Queen that's gone wrong. One too many scoops. What do you
Yeah.
think?
It's
You
the
know how
I
they do?
Ching. It's the I Ching.
Well, it's a reaching for sure. It's the sky. But we have that in our graveyard. So someone said to me one day, "Oh, that's not true. They don't have things that look like." And I said, "Oh, yes, they do." So you were talking about a lovely man the other day, and I think that day was today. Anybody, and don't say anything, guys. I want to see if anybody knows who this is. Okay, here we go. Anybody know who that is? I know you can't see the whole thing. It's a test. Anybody know who that is?
I can't see the face, so no.
No, you're not allowed to see the face. You're supposed to guess. Who do you think that is?
Tony D.
Yes. Yes and no at the same time. Kevin, do you have a guess on who that might be?
No.
No. Okay. Okay. All right. I'll come back to that in a second.
Are they famous?
They're very famous, and you spent some time with that person. Okay. This
wow.
is I found this photo, and this is really rare. This is Milton before he cut his hair. Now, nobody knows this. He was an interpretive artist, but then he got obsessed with Walmart, and he's lost his way. And now he's doing Happs. Please send generously to Milton. Please let your hair grow again. Fund here on Happs. There you go. These stories are all real. Really bad.
Okay. Of course, yes.
They're really good. And any guesses, Kevin, on that old photo? Who that was?
Herbie Hancock.
It was correct. Well done.
Wow.
Well done. He needed I thought with you shaking his hands and everything you would know, right?
Well, he was in a suit.
He was in a suit.
Yeah.
Okay. So you don't see anybody's hands when they wear a suit. No. Ever.
Of course,
right.
seeing that Herbie Hancock was the only African
His
American
name is
artist
Herbie.
that Kevin talked
Herbie,
about.
not Herbie. Herbie.
Herbert.
Guys, don't. Well, why'd you call him Herbie? Herbie Hancock. Who's?
Herbert.
I said Herbie.
Play
I
the
said
replay.
Herbie.
What are you drinking tonight, buddy? Be real. Be real with us. What do you? Anything? Nothing? Something?
Thunderbird.
He's drinking Thunderbird. What is Thunderbird?
I'm drinking water.
Are you? Really?
Yes.
Does anybody believe him? If anybody believes him, please put a 1. If anybody thinks he might be telling slight truths, put a 2. If you think that living near Walmart is a good idea, put a 3. We suggest all of these things. It's all good. I think living near a Walmart is actually a good strategy. Okay, you ready? What does that say there?
Herbie Hancock.
Look at that. He's got a star. The Walk of Fame. Us three will have the Walk of Shame. They're starting it right now.
Hey, Mike, did you know that if you have a star on Hollywood like that, you have to pay like 10 grand a year
No.
to have the maintenance? You have to pay for the maintenance of that.
Really?
Yep.
What if you're broke?
then
Then they fucking take it off.
No.
Well, the thing is that
real?
Michael
Is that-
Bathurst, Michael Bathurst had a star, but he couldn't afford the keep up, so they got rid of it. So.
I couldn't. If I had to
They
pay
took it out.
10,000, no way. I'd have to have a lot of endorsements of some sort.
Well, the reason why he had the star, is it was because of his nose hair endorsement.
That's true. That was me at
Yes.
my finest.
Wow.
But then I got
You should,
the nose trimmer, and
should
everything's
contact,
it's been better since
contact,
then.
get in touch with manscaped.com. They might endorse you.
Well, listen, if you guys are willing to demonstrate the product, I'm open.
They got a great
Yes.
nose hair trimmer.
Yeah? Okay. Well, look, I'll write to them, and if they does, you and Tony D, yourself, and Milton can do it right live on air. You may have to put some packing tape on the junk, and just show us. What do you think?
The thing is, I don't think so far on Happs I've ever heard the term packing tape on the junk. So this
No.
is Happs Gold.
It's a
This is
first.
Happs Gold.
You love Happs Gold. We should have a series called Happs Gold with Milton.
Actually, I think the other day it was James making fun of you about you saying Hap's Gold. So
Well, there is a backstory with that that isn't funny. So, back in the day, I used to promote everybody by putting their Twitter handle in the comments. And I would do the hashtag, guess what? Happs Gold. And I had
mm,
someone going, "You're stalking me and you're promoting me and I never said you could promote me," and all this other stuff, and it was just complete fucking wackadoodle.
hmm
So he likes to poke the bear, which is me, and
yes,
so he knows the storyline. So people who've been here long enough, we had Ted Hicks one night say to someone, "Well, I've only had 30 years in fixing electronics, and so I don't know what I'm talking about," because they were talking about how their computers were overheating,
hmm
and he couldn't possibly be right because this person knew nothing. Well, yeah. So we've had drama throughout the year. Feels like years though. Feels like years. But we built this together. You know why? We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. I think we got something there. What do you
We built
think,
it.
Kevin?
We built this city. We built it shitty.
Did we? All right. And
Yeah.
it's
well,
a
I,
pity.
I I I actually think we should make a song. We built the city. I think it'd be a good song.
Isn't it a pity?
Now, are you still playing on air? Um, Kevin, do you still go on once in a while and
Yeah,
play?
I played Thursday for the Haps end of the year celebration. I got an email from Pat
Mm.
uh, from Bittner. What's his name? What's his first name?
David?
No, Bittner. Paul? The Paul Bittner?
Okay.
Is it Paul?
I don't know. Is it?
Having memory loss. So you got Pablo, Mark, and I don't
Is it?
remember. I don't know.
Oh my God.
You guys,
We're nuts when you guys break me up.
you guys have been
I've
here
got
long.
memory loss.
You
Listen,
know you guys.
listen, I'm sorry I'm in your house. I thought it was in the right place. I have memory loss. Is Milton here? Hello,
Of,
Milton.
uh,
Are you
uh,
here?
of
What?
course, Michael has broken into my house and confiscated half my underwear. So
I did
he admitted to that.
for
Yeah.
profit. I got to do what I got to do. I got to pay for my star. I'll do whatever it takes, even though I don't have one. But that's okay.
Ah,
I had no idea that that was real. To what you just said there. So to maintain, it's got to be 10 grand a year. Wow,
yeah.
that's a bit of
I
a
didn't know that
racket.
either.
I thought I thought the city paid for that.
I don't know. Google it. Maybe it's a bluff.
Well, we can't say things that aren't real. Like number one, real fact. We know we know that there's a fascination going on with large things and people living near Walmart. We've proved that today. A fascination with things that are extraordinarily big.
Mm,
And then erectile dysfunction. We discussed that with Flip Wilson today, and we also
mhm.
did beautiful content sung by the one and only narcissistic man himself, Milton, doing his rendition of Flip Wilson's My Ding a Ling. But because we are fact checkers, we know Chuck Berry did it first. We think. Well, we're
Yes,
gonna we're gonna
but
look
but
into it.
but but we can all sum it up by saying it's Hap's Gold. So,
But
Wow.
it's not though. Haps Gold really is something you have to suffer from. You
mm.
putting that earbud in your ear and risking your life for broadcasting and getting electroshock therapy. No wonder you were drinking so much back then. You were doing it to deaden the pain.
Wow. You
Now
are my
that's
friend.
you should
Well,
get some kind of award for that.
you suffer for what you love, and
Yeah.
and what every day when I wake up, I'm like, um, my wife's gone, and I'm like, the
Yeah.
totality of my existence is the greatness that is Michael Bathurst. So
Well, when I think greatness, I honestly, first thing I think every time is Herbie Hancock, for sure. And not only do certain individuals live near large Walmarts, they live near large people. Now, I found out today that when you wear a suit, you can't see your hands. I didn't know that. It affects the ability to know what
explain,
hands look like.
explain.
It's it's true. Well, our friend here had seen this man in a beautiful suit, but he couldn't see his hands.
Mm.
I think his name was Herbie Hancock. He had no hands while he wore his suit. Because when he
Because
saw his hands playing the keyboard, he said, I don't know who that is. How
because
could that be?
because 90% of it is show.
The hands?
No, 90% of it is show. So the suit knocked me out, man.
I bet it did. But you know what? You came from that saying that he was a great guy, humble. So can someone, because we are all about growth here, can we, and size, can we read the beautiful statement up here? Milton, can you do that with your voice?
Everyone, people inspire you, or they think they drain you. Pick them wisely.
Hmm. Do you think that's true, Kevin? Do you want us to read it again?
People
Kevin, you still
inspire
there?
people inspire you or they drain you.
It says here, people inspire you or they drain you. Pick wisely. And we're not talking about your nose.
Mhm.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
Mhm.
Picking your nose or the statement here?
The statement, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I
Well, my favorite philosopher, drummer, Neil Peart, who also is from St. Catharines, not too far from the great guy, Michael Bathurst, said that,
hmm
all we can hope is to inspire people. What else can we do as human beings?
hmm
Yeah.
Well, that's my goal. And a little laughter because the world kind of sucks. Especially if you have to pay 10,000 a year to maintain your star. That seems kind of gross. But I
Mhm.
believe you. That sounds like it would make sense. I
Yeah.
hope it's not real, but that wouldn't shock me. Now, folks, because I'm getting requests from all over the world today, and thank you from the bottom of my heart. I will show again briefly the picture of Milton with long hair. There you go. Look at that. He was thinner then. This was when he was living at Walmart and in his van.
Yes.
You know, him and Kevin were playing tunes together because they said they knew each other really well. Didn't know what
Oh.
each other's hands looked like at all. So
Mm.
that's a good sign.
Back then, I was living on a steady diet of government cheese and living in a van down by the river.
Why is everything
Down by the river,
great tune?
I shy, I lay there.
I thought that was my
Yeah.
What,
baby.
Oh my, yeah, sorry, my baby.
What was it? Okay.
Uh, yeah, that was Neil Young wrote that. Then he brought it to Crosby, Stills, Nash.
Oh, it's so Neil Young. When you listen to that, you know that's Neil Young.
Yeah, but
yes.
he wrote it, but then he brought it to Crosby, Stills, and they recorded it also.
Well, you know he was in a band with all those names.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, he was with Steven Stills in Buffalo Springfield,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
And
then
he was also Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, of course.
Yeah.
yeah, but that's only because Steven Stills
Yeah.
convinced Graham Young to bring him over.
He
Mm.
was recently considering being in a band with Kevin called the Walmart Frequent Flyers, but they got in trouble. The Walmart said you can't use their name. And the first album was going to be called "It's Bigger Than It Seems."
Wow.
And then I said, no, how about "It's Bigger Than It Appears"?
Mm.
And then Milton said, no, larger than life. And they went, no, that's been used. She said, shit. If you
Yeah,
can think of
that's
something,
a
go
larger
ahead.
than life's a Kiss song. Of course, it's been used.
It's been used on many things.
Yeah.
Okay, do you know that lyric? Larger than life? Ding, ding. Come on, guys.
Jazz
Ding,
hands.
ding. Bon Jovi.
Uh, oh yeah.
If it isn't Kiss or Neil Diamond, it doesn't exist.
No,
Welcome to the Milton Narcissistic Network with Michael Bathers, the king of narcissists, with
I
guest star. I can't see your hands because your suit is too sexy. His name is
Oh,
Kevin. Oh, yeah.
sponsored by Adderall
oh yeah.
This hour has been brought to you by Viagra.
and
If you can't,
Adderall.
and Adderall for those who just need to be leveled. Oh, yeah.
Hey, this broadcast has been brought to you by your first honeymoon is Niagara, and the 20th is Viagra.
So, not many people know this, but for a very long time, Kevin made his living being Ronald McDonald.
I didn't
And
know that.
yeah, and and I said to, what's going on? He said, look, the food's okay. I don't live by the water. Was it the water with the processed cheese? And then Milton said, that's unfair. Can I be a McDonald's representative? He said, well, of course. He said, you don't have to be the only Ronald McDonald. So that's where they met. They went there at the Ronald McDonald, and I was too short and
Yeah.
fat to be Ronald McDonald. So I was okay. They said
I
it's not going
can't.
to work out.
I can't believe you found a picture of the voice.
Yes.
That's
Holy
awesome, Kevin.
shit!
I like the car. What's the car behind there?
That's the Renaissance
The Renaissance.
or the Resonance.
So,
Renaissance.
do you have an issue with that man? Is that what you're saying, sir?
No, I
Or
think
you just
Man.
I
you
think
just like poking the bear? Is that what you're doing there?
I think he's rather smooth.
Yeah, I have now they have a mountain in somewhere in the world, and I want you guys to look at this photo. And this has been dedicated to Kevin and Milton. And I don't know if and it's a very sacred mountain. What are you doing with your hand there, sir? I'm a little worried.
It's my heart. It's my heart. It means so much that it's dedicated to me and my
Well,
good
they
friend Kevin.
well the problem is they put this statue on the top of the hill, but people kept riding it and it fell over, so they needed to support it, and it has a big board
Mhm.
holding it now. So for those who can handle triple X material, please leave the broadcast now.
Yeah.
Okay, Kevin, are you
I
okay?
might be.
You ready, Kevin?
Yeah,
You ready? Okay. So this is on the top of the mountain, but it was having problems staying up, and
it's
Ah,
SpaceX.
well, yeah, it's actually a satellite receiver.
SpaceX.
That's exactly what it is. I didn't realize that right away. I'm gonna be right back, guys. You're gonna have to hold this yourself one sec.
okay, no problem. Hey, how's it going, my friend Kevin?
Good man.
This has been a fun broadcast tonight. I think so.
Oh yeah. Hey, why don't you come up, Ash?
Yeah, love Ash. So
Hey,
I'm gonna ask my hey, I'm gonna ask Michael this. Can you see me, Kevin?
no, he's got the screen only on
Yeah,
himself,
yeah,
and
yeah, 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 yeah.
because
So,
it's because he loves himself.
well, we should all love ourselves, right?
Not like Mike does. Mike is super in love with himself. That's why he's the god of Happs.
Well,
Introducing.
he always accuses me of narcissism, but and I think there's I'm kidding.
He's just projecting. Michael
I know, I
Bathurst.
know.
But Michael Bathurst, the god of Happs. Da, 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 da. We need that music from like those Yul Brynner and Charlton Heston movies.
Yes. Yeah.
We need that music for his intro video.
Well,
Yeah.
Bernie, how do you know he has a wooden penis? Do you have some inside information that we don't know about, or what?
Wooden penis. Kind of like Noah's Ark.
Well, when the great Bathurst returns, I have a quintessential Canadian question for him, and
Well, he does have a wooden dildo.
hey,
I
Mr.
heard
Bathurst.
that. I heard that. That's a trade secret, by the way. You need to be very careful what you're doing there.
Of course, Bernie said you have a wooden penis, but I have a question for you, Mr. Bathurst.
Yes, sir.
If you could answer this question of who this person is, then I will absolutely declare you Canadian.
Okay? God. Okay, here we go.
So can you see?
Yeah, that's Triumph.
Yes.
Yeah, the lead singer. Yeah, I can't remember his
Yes.
name. Brian something, is it?
Well, it's Rick Emmett, and I met
Rick
him.
Emmett. Yeah, I met him.
Yeah.
He's a short little dude.
Yes.
Yeah. Great voice. Good player. Oh, look, listen, we've found sanity. We found sanity. All right. Yes.
Right.
So how you doing?
Should I introduce her?
You can.
Hello, everyone out there. The great, the awesome, the fantastic Ash is in the building.
Why, thank you. That's fancy. I gotta sit you on the floor.
You love sitting on the floor, don't you? That's your thing.
I do. I like it.
Did someone steal your couch, or is it this is
just comfortable?
Yeah.
That way, if I fall, I don't have far to go.
You know what? That is a great way to look at it, and it's a super. You know what, Milton? You could learn right there. That is a great strategy. If you have one too many happy pops.
Well, thank you so much for the advice, Michael, and I will definitely take that into advisement, especially since it came from the great and awesome Miss Ash.
Yes. The king of wood. I heard. That's unbelievable. Thank you so much.
From what we hear in the comments, that's you.
Yes. Well, it's true. It's true. It's I think this was when I was directly out of the pool. There's a bit of shrinkage, but you know what? Life goes on. There you go. And it doesn't say much if it has to be held up. Oh well.
Well, you know that particular picture looks pretty big, but it's nothing even close to my big deck. So
it's the angle. You're right. Everything's angles, right? Or interpretation.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I tell my photographer all the time.
So we have a very gifted psychic with us here.
Is it me that's echoing?
You're echoing, and that's who is echoing?
Is it me?
I don't know. But Milton, I'm actually going to talk to Ash alone for a bit, and Kevin, this has been fun. I'm booting you both off, and I'm going to go to bed soon. But I'm going to just have a little private chat here, and just
that's
being
cool.
so deeply offended by that wood comment, I have to go now.
Noah's Ark.
Hey, Ash. Hey, Ash, I love you. I love you, my friend. Wish you all the best.
Bye. I love the fact that he knows he's met Lawrence Krauss.
It doesn't mean much when he says he loves you, because he said it to me earlier too.
Yeah, but he means it when he says it to me.
But
that's
if Kevin
the difference.
says it, I know it's true, right, Kevin? You don't just say that.
Well, yeah, Michael. Ash is my Instagram friend. You're not, so I do love her. So
it's true.
Okay. Well, with that, we wish you well. Bye, Milton. There we go. All right, Kevin, do you want to say anything before you go?
It's been real fun.
till Daddy took the T-bird away. Okay, well there you go. It's just us.
Hi, Kevin.
How are you, dear? You're gonna have to. Right now, we're seeing your nose, your chin, your nostrils. I have a product for you.
No.
Mm,
There's a better.
But
Here.
you never know what the kind of show we're gonna have. Sometimes it's very spiritual. The reason I brought you on alone, and not to be mean to them, definitely more spirits. Um, I think my dog right now is missing her mom,
Aw,
but she's starting to
that's
sleep.
normal.
She's starting to sleep now.
Yeah, that's normal though, because she's getting used to new
Your
home.
one and only job right now is to read the comments. Can you do that?
Yes.
If
What, like this? Hi, Jeeves.
if we were to start a fund for glasses for you, what do you think we should do? I
Dude, I'm Canadian. They're free. I just gotta
I
wait till my time is up.
believe it or not, we live fairly close to each other here.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Canadians, how would you describe Canadians if you were to describe?
On social media, most of them are kind of jerks.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
thank
like
you.
on
I
Periscope.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Periscope, they're all nasty. Like some of them will come over here. I've only
Hmm.
seen, like, I'd say the two guys, they were younger. I think the one's from out west, and then the other
Yeah.
one was outside of Toronto. And they were like the two worst ones. And they came over here. I was like, ugh.
Do you know
Because
their
they,
names by any
yes,
chance?
yes,
So, but you don't want to bring that up. Why
no.
is that? No, you're
um,
nice. See, you are
politeness.
Canadian.
See, yeah,
Yeah,
it's my politeness. They know who they are.
they do.
Yeah.
Did you see the picture of Kevin and Milton, their old job?
Hmm.
Right here.
Yeah, I thought
But
that was
the,
Wayne Gacy for a second.
I think that is the actual original McDonald dude. It sure looks like it.
Yeah. Milton.
What's
40
Milton's?
cents isn't going to do jack shit for me. I got to go at least 60.
Yeah,
My
come
goal
on,
is to be 40 cents.
make it rain. Make it
I
rain,
mean,
bruh. Yeah, that's hilarious. So I'm gonna show you a photo here, and tune in to that person if you can. If you're open, if you don't feel like it, just
hold on. Is this a current picture?
it's a couple years old. Might be 2 years, maybe 3 years old, somewhere 2 to 3 years old. He looks the same though. He doesn't age. He's the same. It's actually been a while since I've seen him in person, which is kind of sad because of COVID.
Oh, I
Look at
lost this
that.
picture.
It's back. There you go.
Is someone in the back room?
Milton's in the back room. Was he talking to you in the back room?
No,
Behave,
I just
Milton.
heard him moving on the couch. Come on up, Milton. I don't mind if he's up here.
Is he crying in the background?
He's
He's a
bitching about his
bulldozer,
damn
though.
40 cents.
See, he's a bulldozer. Even in the comments, he's a bulldozer.
He's switching to his moose pajamas.
Is it? Ooh, is that what he said?
No, he's not saying anything. He's being polite. I don't know. I see a lot of white around him.
Good. Good. Tell me more about the moose pajamas. Now you got my.
I don't know, but I like moose, so it just caught my attention. I was like, I like moose. I don't
Like in-
know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I feel like if I start reading them, I'm going to be stereotyping them. So
Okay, then don't. Nobody's asking. I just was curious.
yeah, like I just feel like I don't feel like I'd be giving him like doing him any
You have
justice.
for me. I have to meet the person. I
Ash
can't
loves
get.
Milton.
What? Well, you know Milton. What do you get from Milton?
I like him. He seems genuine. He has a like really soft heart. The way he talks about his wife
Yeah.
is what sorry, my eyes are all watery, is what made me really respect him
Yeah.
a lot. And the fact that he likes some of my biggest favorite atheist authors and has met them is like ass. I think that's cool.
See, for me, I've already picked and paid for his headstone for when he leaves the planet, and I've got it in a very
God.
sacred. Now I'm right beside him
Hi,
there.
Lenny.
I'm the first one that you see there, and then it's him, the arching, and then we have one
Lenny.
we have one for Kevin as well. Not quite as entangled
Is
in the
Kevin that mountain in the
largeness.
background?
Uh, well, no, that's the shit that we stir on Happs, the mountains.
Hi, sweetie. Happy New Year.
So, Milton, now that
There
we
he
have
is.
you here and Lenny's left, did Lenny's drove me around the bend a couple times. I get it. Was she mean to you? Yeah. I plead the fifth.
Oh, I didn't know. I didn't know I was up. I'm sorry.
Were you sleeping and dreaming about Herbie
Well,
Hancock?
I was looking at the comments, and I didn't know you brought me up. But she's actually down below. So Jerry Springer's down below. So I don't. I
Oh,
do
she's
plead
Jerry
the
Springer.
fifth.
She's Jerry Springer. How is she Jerry Okay. Okay. Well,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. See,
And
Ash and I
and
never
you.
fight like that. We just
Yeah.
don't. Now, besides her leaning forward constantly, we we need to get you a computer with a big screen.
I have a
Yes.
computer, but my eyes are so sensitive to the light. I can't look at it without
Blinded
doing
by
that.
the light,
Pretty much, yeah.
wrapped up like a deuce,
Like a
another
douche,
runner in the.
the
Yeah, I know.
roamer in the night.
It's actually deuce, not.
Douche.
I know.
It's
I
deuce.
understand.
What does deuce mean, by the way? Yeah, that's what I thought.
Two.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. The Omicron isn't that mean 5, and Delta means 4.
I don't honestly know.
Milton and I on our new album coming out soon, we're both going to be doing Day Delta Dawn. What's that flower?
What's that flower you
on?
have on?
Could it be a
Be
painted
a
rose
painted
from
rose
days
of
gone
days
by?
gone by.
And did I hear you say you were pissing
you
in the
were
toilet today?
today
Hoping to meet your maker in the sky.
at Walmart.
At Walmart Supercenter.
Hey, Michael. Michael,
You know things have gone sideways when we talk about the size of a Walmart. Well, my Walmart's bigger than yours, buddy.
Michael, you kind of got off topic. When you brought Ash up, we were talking about spiritual things. So let's get back.
Well,
to
that's
that.
why I didn't bring you up. But
I
she
didn't
heard
know
you
that.
crying, and she heard you crying in the background.
Lenny
And
says
it's-
there was a movie called Omicron back in 1963.
Wow.
That was a good year. I was born that year. Yeah. So if you can read the comments to me, because I'm right now doing a picture show. There you go. Go. You don't like conflict, do you,
Who, me?
Milton?
Oh, I thought you were
Milton.
talking to me.
Oh,
I don't
yeah.
mind conflict if it's aimed at me. If it's none of my business, I don't get into it.
Yeah.
Well,
No?
I don't mind. I don't like conflict when it brings in people that I like, and so I
Right.
don't mean that to be bad. I just don't want to. I avoid it because I don't think it's worth it.
Okay. All right.
The
So
hell?
again,
The hell is
this
that?
it's a quiz. Now this is a picture of who and from what movie. You can't
That's
see
see
their
Clint
face.
Eastwood. That's Clint Eastwood and Clyde, and it's from either which way but loose or any which way you can. One of the
Well
two.
done. Well done. Yeah.
How can you tell if you can't see his face?
That's the idea. That's the idea. That's why we're doing that. See, it's a
Jesus.
game. It's a game. See? Everything in life isn't about this. Right?
Unless you're Ron
Not
Jeremy.
everything. Things start that way. Did you see Milton with long hair back in the day?
Yes.
When he was an interpretive artist, he was
I
so
kind of
proud
like
of
that
his work.
picture. I kind of like
Yes.
that picture.
Well, I
Lenny
like the placement of his hands right now.
Lenny would like
As
to
he's
come up,
pondering.
please.
What's that?
Lenny would like to come up.
Yeah, oh, what is Milton going to stay or go? What's Are we going to be civil? Can we be civil, all of us, and kind? Can we work through this? We've got the ultimate therapist right here who's crying already.
You, me?
Yeah, you're crying. I can
I
feel
know
it.
my allergies are going. Well, this I look at. I don't know that
I
situation,
get
and that's
overwhelmed
fine.
with Milton's beauty sometimes and find myself
So do I.
crying.
It's just beautiful.
It's just too much. And when I see him, and I'm just like, my God, what a man. Sorry, Milton. I'm
what
sorry.
a man! What a man! What a
Man, what a
mighty
mighty
good
good
man.
man. He's
I
always
don't know. To
leaving.
me, there's time and
You
place.
ready?
You know what I
He's
mean? So I
leaving
don't think that,
on a jet plane. Won't be back
I don't think that
ever,
talking
ever.
about it live on air is appropriate for any adults,
No, we're not going to
personally.
do that. We're not going to do that. But Lenny will though,
I
probably
just
for
think you
five
guys should
hours.
talk about it as adults on the side.
You know what? I think there's a great song. Let's talk about sex, baby. Let's talk about you and me.
I think she just wants clarification.
I don't really. Well, if we get around here, it could be a steamroller of crazy, so we won't do that. But we love you both, and I hope you guys work it out. And we've been in that boat. So, do you live on liquids, by the way? Because every time I see you, you're drinking sugary drinks. Is that the breakfast of spiritual champions?
Yep, damn right it is.
So, if you live on liquids, what would they be? Because Milton told me one time he lived on vodka and steaks or
I
beef or
lived on
something.
vodka for a while, but that was a long time ago.
Yeah.
I don't know. I drink like coffee and water all day. That's basically it.
But what are you drinking there? That's not coffee and water.
Yeah, this is cold. This is iced coffee.
Yeah, right, which is sugar.
Yeah.
You're not drinking black coffee. I
No,
don't
no,
drink
no,
black
not
coffee,
like no.
baby.
It's iced
I like
coffee.
it. I
It's
like
like
it like
cream and
tar.
like it's horrible
Oh,
for you.
I like tar. That's what I like. I drink it because I
I
suffer in
accepted
life.
myself. Someone told me to go fuck myself.
What? What? Now you make me want to see the comments. What is going on here? Blazing.
Yeah, I
What's
kind of
going
want
on?
steak. I haven't had steak in like 20 years.
I don't eat meat. I only eat fish. What do they call that? Pescatarian? It always sounds like religious when I say it. It's not right. When you eat just fish, you okay?
Is that you?
What do you
I just totally lost sound.
what are you doing here? What do you
Hold on a sec. I gotta come
like?
back in.
Okay, no. Okay. This is what we do when we make the sound go back. We go like this. We do the circle thing. I have no idea why he is calling me Jerry Springer when I simply let Eleanor have it for being so hateful. Oh, okay. Well, we shouldn't be hateful. That's for sure. It's tough. But Milton, you know what? You do what you feel comfortable doing, and Lenny, you do what you feel is comfortable. But even when we were fighting Lenny, and you didn't like what I was saying, you did do some crazy rants, like 5 hour rants, and so did JB. So not everybody deals with things different, the same way. We're all different, right? And maybe he just felt that you went too far. I know people feel like I go too far. I know that for sure. I've been told. So I've really tried to curb it back. And I don't know if you've noticed in the new year, I'm trying to have it where we take care of each other. Because it's a small community and we can't be fighting all the time. And we're going to have differences of opinions and we fight like siblings, sometimes. Um, but Milton's a great guy. And Lenny, you're like me. We're so much the same. We're a work in progress, and we're trying our best, and we're passionate about things. And when we feel we're right, we really, really feel we're right. And I'm trying to be okay with not being right. Blazin, I would love to talk to you. I haven't talked to you for a while, and maybe I'll end the show there with that. Milton doesn't like conflict. Um, I think Linny and I we thrive in it. We thrive. Like, but everybody's different, right? They call me the pot stirrer, and I've honestly tried to stir the pot a lot less. Hello, Blazin.
Hey, good evening, my friend. How are you?
How are you? How are you, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good. I'm just taking today nice and easy.
Yeah. So, and any texting late at night lately, or is you just sometimes step away from it? You
I've
got to know
stepped
your
away from it.
limitations, right? You can't be
Exactly.
everything to everyone.
Yep, exactly.
Is there any way we can see, or are you not camera ready?
Oh, I'm just
When
chilling
you
in bed. I'm not camera ready.
No, I
Sorry.
get. Well, no, this is great. I get to talk to you. I will take what I can get at.
Yep.
What is it? It's almost 2 o'clock in the morning. So thank you for being here. Are
Yeah.
you ahead or behind in time?
I'm 3 hours behind. It's almost 11 here.
Oh, it's perfect for you then. This is a sweet
Yeah.
spot.
Yes.
So I want to end the broadcast on a high. Um, no pun intended. But if you could name three or four broadcasters that you really enjoy, and we haven't done this for a while, I find lately we've been doing more negativity on here than positivity, and we have these little stupid fights about dumb stuff. And I love what Ash said: don't fuel it. Where there's part of me that's like, yeah, get them both on, let them go at it, yeah, So I'm
Yeah.
trying. I'm trying to grow.
Good.
Yeah. So name three or four broadcasters that you love on this, or like.
Uh,
You don't have to love.
yeah. Are you talking about specifically on Haps?
Sure, sure.
Okay.
Because I'm trying to put a positive spin on something that's not been positive lately.
Yeah. I enjoy catching yours, of course. I like catching Carmen when she does hers as well. Um, let's see a third one. Hmm. I don't know. It seems like a lot of drama on the other ones. I haven't been watching too many. I do like checking out. I believe his name is Ryan.
Yeah.
He plays guitar. Like I
Hmm.
like listening to him when he plays
He's a
covers.
nice man.
Yeah,
Did you say Brian
Brian. Yeah,
Ramirez? I think is something like that.
that's
Yeah.
that's him. Yes.
Yeah. I love Al Sanchez. Um, um, Chris Gales.
Yep. I was just thinking about him
Chris
too. As soon
Gales
as
is
I,
a great guy.
yeah.
Ted Hicks, solid individual.
You know,
Um,
Ted Hicks. I don't get to catch too often. I
yeah.
did catch him. He had a broadcast the other night.
Hmm.
I like Ted. Yeah, he's
Ted has a foundation of class. He is a solid individual. He's very kind. Um, I love when you're in the zone. Like when you're in the zone, you're great. Like when you're on topic, doing what you want to do. I call it your Joe Rogan mode.
my Joe Rogan mode. Oh wow.
You have that gear. You have another mode that's, hi, I'm Bob Marley's brother,
Mm,
Billy
yes, that's
Bob,
like
Billy Bob Marley.
it starts off. It starts off as Joe Rogan, and then by the
Well,
end of
Joe
the night, it
Rogan is
turns into
high all the
Joe
time.
Rogan.
Have you
Starts
noticed
off
that?
as Joe Rogan, it ends in the Bob Marley stage.
Yeah. One of my gripes about Joe Rogan lately is he looks cooked every time on broadcast now.
I mean, he
Cooked.
looks cooked.
Like he's gone. Like he's on some mind numbing shit. Like you know what I
I
mean?
yeah, I have to be
I
honest.
have
I
not
don't
seen
watch.
him
I don't.
sober on a but
Oh,
they drink and smoke up for 4 hours when they do those,
oh,
and they only take about 2 hours of the content. So when he was on with Elon, that was over 4 hours.
oh wow.
Yeah, and he got Elon smoking up with them. They were drinking. Oh my God! And Elon's advisors were calling him, going, "What are you doing? Stop!"
I remember that controversy, and you know what? I'm not a big Musk fan, but I'm glad he did that because
It showed his softer side. Hey, we got the voice
yeah,
here.
yeah.
I can't hear you. Why is that's
Hmm, that's
that's
interesting.
weird. We'll invite him up just quickly here. But I decided this year that because the network is so small, and it is very small right now.
Hmm.
I'm not, and those who are willing to stay here, showing their face or not, I'm going to try to support them the best I can.
Yeah,
Um, but I don't let a lot of people up. Period. I don't know if you've noticed that. There might be 10, 15 people that I let up. That's it.
I don't see a problem with that. There's some people like to I don't know, I think some people want to
Yeah.
have a party instead of a conversation. I don't know if I said that right. I don't know. I
Yeah.
think
Well, no.
sometimes people's
Hi,
goals
JB.
on when
You
they
set
come
up, bud?
online
You
are
good?
different. Hey,
I'm
what's up,
set
JB?
up.
How you
Hello.
doing, bud?
Michael, I
How are
can't
things?
hear you. I can't see you, but I feel your presence. It is the energy, Michael.
Yeah.
And
You
that
can
is
hear me right now,
what's.
though, right?
I,
You
I can
can.
hear you now, but I
You.
mean, not when I go into Happs and when I'm not invited. Then I could only hear you on Twitch because it's my Swedish IP is blocked in
It's
some
weird.
strange way for live streams.
It's really weird. You should talk to Ted Hicks because he would know more about
All
that.
right.
I. It's very strange because that's the kind of stuff he does, right? He's high end technical setup. He knows a
Okay.
lot more than I'll ever know. Uh, Greg, is this Greg? Is this Greg Gomez? Three. I
Hello,
don't know.
Greg.
Do you know this?
Greg
Good
is a
morning, Ann.
friend from California.
Good morning, Ann. So, will you guys be okay to talk amongst each other while I get a coffee? You guys be okay with that?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, that's fine.
I'll be right back. I won't make it. So, and I'd love to talk to JB for a little bit.
Hmm.
Thank you to the for being on the midnight, early
Train.
morning show wherever you are all over the world here on Happs. And this morning, we are deciding to be very positive about the format and just shining light of love. And we're letting up individuals who I feel are sticking to the course and trying their best to make things work through a difficult time. Is
Sticking
that a
to the
nice way of saying it?
guns.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I'll be back.
Okay.
Blazes,
Hey,
what's
man.
up?
Hey,
How
happy
are you
New Year's,
doing?
by the way. Hello.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Good. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing fine. How you been, my friend?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. No need to complain here. So, what is your expectations on this new year?
Oh,
Do you think it, are
um,
you planning to make any change?
I hope it gets better. At least when it comes
Yeah.
to like the whole pandemic thing. But my expectations, I don't try to keep them too high. I don't want to disappoint myself. Nah, I don't know. I
But
just want
don't
to
you
do
think
my
it's
part to go
easier
ahead.
to fulfill your goals, or if you have, if you put the bar high and
I
have
try to,
something to work
I try to make,
towards?
I try to make realistic goals.
Yeah, of course, it has to be realistic.
Yeah. Let's see. Greg says,
I saw
hopefully.
your Harley Davidson on Twitter. That's a cool bike you have.
Oh, hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Yeah.
I loved it. That's so cool. What year model is it?
2018.
All right, that's a pretty new one.
Oh yeah, it's not too old.
Have
It's
you had Harley before?
No, this is my first Harley. I owned a couple Kawasaki's before then.
Okay.
Yeah.
You had some rice cookers.
Rice cookers, yeah.
That's what we call them in Sweden.
Oh, that's so funny. I think I've heard that before.
Okay. Yeah, I never had a shopper or a Harley. I just had rice cookers. My last bike was Suzuki GXR 1100,
Ooh.
and prior to that, I had a Yamaha FZR 1000cc.
How much? You
So
said 1,000 cc?
yeah,
Okay. Oh wow, that's a nice little
so
fast little bike.
so that was, yeah, it was. I think it was 0 to 100 kilometers per hour on, what was it, 2.3 seconds or something, or 2.7, maybe something
Wow.
like that.
I
So
think the top.
it is an organ donor.
How are
The
you guys
card.
doing this morning? You guys good? How you
Yeah,
doing,
yeah. We're
JB?
just sitting here talking motorcycles. Really.
Oh, no way.
Yeah,
So,
So
wonderful.
Michael,
I woke
have you
up
ever
at
ridden a
5 in the
motorcycle?
morning.
I've only ever been on the back of a motorcycle. I've
Oh,
never ridden one. No, no. I would end up dead on one for sure. Especially when I was younger, I was too much of an extremist in all ways, right? So
yeah, yeah.
I got
I get
freaked
that.
out once too when I was driving. I saw there was a four bikers together just doing the unison thing. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Riding together. And the one person just slightly lost control, like did like a wobble, and then their back tire hit the back tire of another person, and it looked like literally watching bowling.
Oh shoot.
Oh, it was bad.
Yeah, that is scary when the bike is starting to wobble.
Yeah.
Yeah. Call
And
it
then
the
Blazing,
all
death
do
trap.
you have any theory how to get that wobbling to disappear? I heard some different theories because it is about the frequency that is being generated, and some say that you should increase the gas instead. I don't know.
That's typically what I do. Is I increase the gas a little bit, speed it
Yeah,
up, get it straight. Yeah.
it almost sounds like sex when you guys talk.
it is.
Yeah, you know. Put on the gas.
Put on the gas.
Put on the gas. Move forward.
Roll that
It is
throttle back.
intercourse in
Feel
a
that
very
engine hum and
intimate
Yes.
let it
way.
roll.
Go forward. Move ahead. It's not too late to whip it.
Yeah.
Whip it good. I think we're on to
Uh,
something.
and there is no seagulls hovering above you.
No, I don't know what that means. I have no. Is that like the spiritual thing? Because I do like the spiritual photo. I'm trying to get the reference. I've lost it.
You know when it smells fish, the seagulls are coming.
Yes. Yes. Oh, I see. I see. I see. Okay. A hidden reference there. I don't know if everybody's going to get that, but okay. It's good. It's clever. I have to admit, it's clever.
Yeah.
All right, you guys got to read the comments. I'm going to do a couple pictures here and then end the broadcast. It is two
Yeah.
something, but JB and I are getting along. Everything's good. Lenny and I are getting along. It sounds like. Do you have a word of advice, JB, if there's conflict? Because right now Milton and Lenny are going at it, and
Okay.
you and I have been through stuff, and we worked through it. So let's try to mend a fence if we can here.
I think the best way is try to reach out and show a goodwill to end the conflict, and so that the other person understand that you want to have peace, and life is too short for nonsense.
I like that. I like that. It's a short journey too, right?
Mm. By the way, is the sound better now when I using the microphone on the webcam?
I love it. You sound
Okay,
great. Yeah, and there's
perfect.
no echo.
All right.
Did you get the headphones from the neighbors? Did something happen? Like,
They donated. They said this
yes,
is
they're doing it.
from Michael. This is from Michael.
Yeah, no, no. I only get people to donate. I don't actually donate.
But the neighbor said, "Don't believe he's getting away with it. I'm
Yeah, look at
sending
him.
the
Look at him. He's like,
invoice.
yeah, look at it's unbelievable.
Ooh, I like that picture. That's a
Yeah.
kick-ass picture.
Well, I feel like we have a few really brilliant people here, and I'm not saying myself. I'm talking to two that aren't showing their face right now. But we've got some brain power here. I'll tell you, we do have Beauty in the house right now. I want to show you some guys right here. She just came. She just
Oh
came.
yes, the new puppy. She is such a little sweetheart, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that
Yeah. Now, she only came in when she heard
kind of puppy is
Milton.
it?
What's that?
Is it golden?
It's a golden, yeah.
Yeah,
Now she's
cool.
only 4 months old, but she's freaking huge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's he, welcome to my storage unit right now. Here you go. But she's lovely. She really is. She's a cutie pie. I'm having problems focusing here. There we go. I think that's as good as we're gonna get it. But
Yeah.
that's her. She's trying. I'm gonna be heading to bed soon. Her and I are gonna do a little snuggling with mom, and but
Oh,
I had to wear her out. She's I think missing her mom. She's been taken away from her mom, right?
yeah.
So and you could see the sadness in her eyes, and she has to be where I am. So um, yeah, I don't know. It's kind of cruel in a way when you do take a puppy from the mom, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah, I see that. I see that.
yeah,
Michael, how old is the puppy?
4 months.
Okay. Wow.
I swear she's gained 5 pounds in 4 days. She's huge.
Uh,
She's going to
yeah,
be. Well, you got to remember my other dog, Zoe, right?
Michael,
Zoe.
I bet if she's having your portions.
I. If you look at me, you would know that's not real.
I'm
Michael's
just
sitting there,
kidding.
table
I'm just
straps
kidding.
No,
undone.
no. You know
But
what?
maybe maybe
You and
she,
I are friends. We can do that. But the other day, I want to address that. There was someone who came in, and they were
oh,
being
the
really
sourdough.
ignorant to someone who was large, right?
Yeah,
And
I agree. I agree. No, I was just meaning that maybe you slipped her some slices of Christmas ham.
yeah, I don't eat meat and stuff, but I know what you mean. But and I'm trying to be honest here about like the body shaming thing has to stop. Like we're good. You and I we joke around about everything, right? Seagulls and fish, and we're good. We I nobody makes fun of themselves more than I do. But certain individuals, you say something to them, they're gonna be hurt. So we gotta you kind of you gotta read your audience.
I,
Hmm.
Blazing,
I
do
get
you
it.
agree with that?
Oh, I absolutely agree with that. I don't think body shaming should be. Body shaming is a form of bullying. Don't bully.
Absolutely not. And I wasn't body shaming either.
No, and I think we should celebrate
Oh
different
my
shapes and
goodness.
sizes within life, especially in the graveyards, right? If you feel like you had a presence in this life, it's important, and even in the graveyard there are different sizes. Can you see that?
Yeah. Some people stick it down the earth.
Okay, I was a little worried there. Just the way you said it. I was like, ooh, we're really going deep here. This is not good. Okay, that's so funny. Yeah. So, do you see us though building the audience here, or is this the beginning of the end here for Haps? What do you guys think?
I'm on the fence with that at the moment.
Yeah, I
I
don't know. I don't think that you're getting millions of people watching those artists, right? That
Hey
like they
Edward,
get.
how's it going?
And I totally get that you have to try different things. Totally get it. It just doesn't mean everything's gonna work,
Yeah.
right? And I think they had the thing is you don't want to piss people off so bad they don't come back. And we lost some really good content creators. Like when you lose Teddy, right? And as in Teddy and Walt,
Mm-hmm.
like I didn't think you could upset somebody. Like he's basically left the platform and he's now broadcasting, I don't know, to a handful of people on Twitch. And Twitch is tough. Like, could
Yeah.
I
take
had
your.
a
I can
prophecy.
hear something in the background there, JB. Sorry to interrupt you.
Oh, I had a prophecy. I said off camera to a friend regarding Happs, but
Yeah.
I don't want to say it because it sounds like a dystopia. But it is a little bit scary to see when we see it's getting anorectic and the member base is shrinking. So I don't know. Something has to be done, and I don't know if the music focus is the solution to it, because then you are competing against all the artists or the audience on
Yeah.
YouTube also.
But I also understand too that some of the content on here was lacking. So, do you not like? And I'm not attacking you. Please don't take it this way. But do you not like headphones on your head? Is that what it is? Because you could do Bluetooth with your headphones,
Yeah, I could.
right? And then you
No,
could still. I know you like freedom and you like to move around, and it does restrict yourself when you don't have Bluetooth on.
but Michael, you said my sound is okay now?
It is, but I can slightly hear myself in the background. But it's not to a point where it's
Oh,
horrible.
right, okay.
Yeah, but the sound quality of your mic right now is amazing.
So,
what are
so,
you hearing, Blazing?
so
Like
maybe
one
if
too
I
big?
No,
turn down the volume a little bit on the
Yeah, that'll help.
loudspeaker.
That'll
Okay,
definitely help.
is it better now?
Yes.
Testing,
yeah.
testing.
Can you sing the Sweet Caroline for us, just as a test?
No,
Sweet
I can't
Caroline.
do that. But
Ba,
I
ba,
could
ba.
I could do Amazing Grace, for example.
Sure. Go for it.
Are you kidding? Oh
Oh
my
God.
God.
I do feel I do feel bad for our audience, Blaze.
Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you. Very nice. Very nice. So,
No.
Blazin, what do you have planned for this new year? Does anybody? I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions, but
Yeah. No, I'm not either. I'm not a big New Year's resolution person. However, a friend of mine did reach out to me and asked me to join a book, not really a book group, but a list of
hmm
books that we're gonna read, not together, but a list of books throughout this year to read, just to better, uh, just to have a better understanding about other cultures in the world.
Oh,
So
neat.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I think that's like my biggest personal one, I guess. That's actually one of the things I'm working on is reading more. I used to read a lot when I was like in the Air Force on deployments and stuff. Then I got out,
Explain
and I
that.
just
Explain your that background. So, what did you do? Were you an army? Like,
no,
were you in the?
I was Air Force, but
Okay.
there was downtime when we were TDY or something, and I usually would pick up a book if not listening to
Yeah.
music and read. And I got out of that habit when I got out, and I want to
hmm
get back into that habit. So
I I've been exercising more only because of this little dog here. Yeah, I'm walking her all the time. But that'll be good. But I'm also finding I'm more hungry, so I have to make. I'm very mindful about what I'm eating. If I was to show you a picture of myself a year ago,
mhm.
my head was pretty bad. I was in a bad place with my weight.
It's
Where
okay, man.
now, I would love to lose 10 pounds, and I feel I would be near perfect. And
I'll
I've
say this. I'll say
go.
this real quick to everybody. When I
Mhm.
got out of the Air Force, peeps, I got lazy. I wasn't running much anymore.
Yeah.
I was in Phoenix. The wife and kids were in Oregon. I was hanging out with a
hmm
bunch of bikers, drinking beer, eating bad, and I bloomed up to like 224. And
Wow.
then I got back to Oregon. I was like, oh my gosh, there's all this beautiful country around here that I just want to go
hmm
explore. and I forced myself to get out there, and I dropped back down to like 155. So
Yeah. Well, you have to do that for the women of the world, right? You owe it to them. You know,
gotta.
you want the texting that goes on at night not to be,
Hmm.
in Fantasy Island.
Yeah,
You want them to have the goods.
yeah. I just want people to realize, hey, you don't have to be an Adonis out there, but I mean, you don't even have to really be anything. I just hope everybody just be healthy. Is
Self-respect.
healthy. Is healthy. Self-respect and healthiness. Yeah.
Self-respect. Yeah. Yeah. Um, I'm really worried about the world, though. I got to be honest, and I'm not a naysayer, half empty kind of guy, but when you have the system now constantly for 3 years, I would not want to be a nurse or a doctor. They're going through hell,
Hmm.
and suicide rates are through the roof, and many have quit. They've walked away from the profession. They're done,
Yeah,
and the stress is just too much. So our little problems that we have here on Happs are a joke. So let's just be nice to each other. You know what I mean?
yes, that's I like
I
that. I
don't know
like
if
that
you noticed the
feedback.
picture here, but this is two people arguing. It like kind of, and or let's not argue. You're not gonna like what everybody does. You're not gonna. And sometimes you need to just look inward. And I think some of the shit that I've done in the last year has not been very nice. And I have to work on certain parts of myself. And I think everyone should look in the mirror, like Michael Jackson said, the man in the mirror, and say, what can I do to make things better? Not that this person did this or did that.
Hmm.
What can I personally do? Because you're the only person you really can control. Would you
I
agree with that,
agree
both
with
of you?
that. Yeah. Yep.
Um, JB, what do you think on that?
And also another thing that you said, Michael, when you asked me the
Yeah.
advice, and I think I also said that before, that we should sometimes we feel the urge to express our frustration or
Yes.
irritation when we have something that is not working as smooth as we wish for with
Yeah.
someone else. Then we should
Mm-hmm.
ask ourselves the what's the if we talk about it from this utilitarian perspective, uh, and we question ourselves the need that I feel to express this, uh, and you weigh that in relation to what it will result in. So,
Mm-hmm.
is it worth it? Will this contribute to a better atmosphere, a better relation, just because I want to say this? And if it doesn't, maybe we should not let it out.
Yeah. And the thing is too, do you want to lose a friendship over having to be right? Like even if you're right, who cares?
I
And you're
actually,
true.
I
Go
actually
ahead.
just, I actually just recently defriended somebody on Facebook because
Okay.
it wasn't about me being right or them being wrong, or me being wrong or me being right. It was the atrocious, the atrocious idea that they posited that is an old it's an idea that people's already come to realization that it's bad to do, and the fact that they wanted to double down on such a dehumanizing idea, I was like, I can't have this person in my life. Bye bye. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I think some people are in your life for a mirror. Like for me, like JB and I are more alike than we're not. And he triggers me because I think there's things in him that I need to work on within myself. And I think, there's also a really kind side to JB too. It's not just one side. We're all the yin and yang, right? Like every human being has the potential to be an asshole,
mhm. I agree.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I keep that person at bay. When I was younger, I was very violent,
So you see
which
potential in me, Michael.
I see potential in our friendship. So
Yeah,
it's worth
that's
the
good.
investment. That's what I'm saying.
I hope you
I,
don't see
I
the potential in the other side.
Yeah, and for me, I miss your mind. Like I enjoy your mind, and you make me think outside the box. which I like. But I think sometimes you make me look down corridors I don't like. So, and that's me having to deal with my shit, right? You know, I remember at one point in my life, a friend tried to say to me, "Look, you're drinking too much. You need to stop. You're off the course." And I was maybe 30 at the time, and I was like, "Oh, fuck you. What do you know? You know nothing. You're an asshole." And the truth was, he was trying to save me.
Yeah.
That is
He used to say things,
extremely
Michael, pick up an apple instead of a donut. You don't need the donut. And he was right
that,
too.
that
Yeah.
is extremely sensitive how to approach something like that. And I also feel that when I see people that I care about,
Yeah.
and I want to say maybe you should stop doing the things that you do because it's not good for you in the long run. And I was asking Ed about that because I said, how can you be friends to people or have a close friendship to people that has a totally different lifestyle, that has chosen a different path and stand for things that you don't stand for at all? And I said,
Right.
I find that a little bit hard because
Hmm.
I would like to say that is not okay, or you shouldn't do that.
Do you ever
Yeah.
think there's a point where somebody is too nice, depending on the situation?
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard the saying, "Don't get the quiet man upset"?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I think in some people they just have a great reservoir of being able to hold the emotions, but if you get them really mad, you're done. And I've seen that in a few of my own friends where I pushed too far when I was
Mm-hmm.
younger, and I got blasted. I deserved it,
Yeah.
right? And I got my I got my ass served to me a few times when I was really young. Well, there was a gentleman I worked for, and I was maybe 18 at the time, and I said something awful to him about his weight. And at that point in my life, I weighed, I don't know, 150 maybe, 155, and I weigh like 220 now, and I've weighed as much as 260. So he was about 260, and I said to him something like, have you looked in the mirror? Like I said something like that, like very condescending. He picked me up like a loaf of bread and threw me, like
Mm-hmm.
literally whipped me across this bar, and then he came at me like
Oh
full
wow.
throttle, like a bull. And I was lucky enough to get out of the way, and he hit his head and knocked himself out.
Oh
I
shit.
didn't hit him. I just got out of the way. And I came into work the next day, and he said, "Thank you for not calling the cops." And I said, "Well, I blew it. I shouldn't have done that." And he said, "I'm so sorry." He said, "My wife had left me that day,
Mm.
and that was too much."
That was his breaking point.
That
Was
was
yeah, that
that
guy's
was
stuff.
yeah. So all the rage he had towards that situation came to me. Plus, I think I deserved it. I think the karma train came.
Yeah, that was probably a culmination of you not knowing his situation. You
Yeah,
probably tying one off. He's sitting there drinking, and the atmosphere. Yeah, I can. I've been in situations similar to that.
yeah.
Yeah.
But as you get older, I don't know if you guys notice, I put up emotional intelligence, and when you get older, you start to realize we all have our own battles. We're all going through
Hmm.
shit,
This is true.
right? We don't. I don't know what's going on with JB, and JB doesn't know what's going on with me, and I don't know what's going on with Blazin. I only see the surface. I don't know, and I
Hmm.
have to be careful because we're all in a position. We've got big personalities here. We can really hurt people. Like
Hmm.
old Michael would have had Milton on here and would have had, Lenny going at it, and I would have been going, "Oh yeah." And Ash
I
said, "Don't get."
recognize that, Michael, what you said about
Go ahead.
the person. And I think it is so different from individual to individuals that some people are just how do you say, constraining their feelings, and they don't show that something is bothering them or that they are irritated, and suddenly they just cut the wire, and you don't realize that you made someone upset until it's too late. And I experienced that a few times, and that is quite sad. And I wish that the person would have communicated that to me a little bit, even in a subtle way, so I would have understood it.
Well, with you, you are a powerhouse, and so is Blazon mentally, and it's easy to take people and toss them around,
Mm.
and they don't even know it. And I've heard you both do shit and say things, and I know the person doesn't have a clue that you're talking beneath them. And I'm trying
I
not to
have,
laugh. I'm
yeah,
trying
I
not to
do
laugh,
have,
and I'm like going, they don't even know what these words mean. I need
yeah,
you
I
to go
do have
ahead
a propensity to do that sometimes. I'll talk at a level over somebody
and have no
to,
clue.
and they'll have no clue, but
No clue.
I do, and it's funny to me, and if anybody else knows, and
Yeah.
I've actually recently admitted that to somebody else, and they're like, "Do you think you should?" I was like, "Probably on a higher level, I shouldn't." But sometimes it's just like a frustration, like to vent, like a frustration really quick.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's probably something I should definitely work on.
Well, here's the thing that people don't realize, right?
You mean because I know that you've been called a powerhouse too. So
See, right there.
how
See,
would
that's
you
why I love him.
define it?
Because he's doing a roundabout there. Now, nobody knows what you're talking about, by the way, but you and I do. And that's like Mike Tyson. What he used to do was he would hit you so hard in the rib cage that your hands would go down, and then you'd knock you out. But you would think, okay, if I keep my hands up, but he knocked the wind out of you, and you go,
We're just changing the target on the body.
yes, just change the target. But it's unfair though, guys, and I'm being real here. Like there's times I've heard you, both of you, and they don't have a fucking clue what you're saying.
Michael, please elaborate on that, and
Especially Blazon.
and the
Blazon
powerhouse
has
also.
Blazon has this vocabulary when he wants, and they're like, um, why did he say Fender? And I'll go, no, he meant gender. He said gender. Why'd they say Fender? Oh fuck. No, they don't
But
know.
Michael, now you are mentioning Blazon,
Hmm.
and maybe you just throw me into the context because it was Blazon that you were thinking of,
Oh
not
no,
me.
I've seen you do stuff with Edward. I've seen you do stuff with you. Yeah, you're clever. You're clever, and being a manipulator, which I am myself, you have to put that at bay
Michael,
because
you saved
Mm.
yourself there, being a manipulator, and then you said, which I am myself.
yeah.
That
I
was
don't think
clever.
I wouldn't say I manipulate. I mean, if I might try to manipulate the conversation
Oh
to
come
a
on, you
point, but
manipulate words.
oh,
You
words.
you do you do you listen. You
Hmm,
serve a crazy salad of words when you're pissed, and I love it.
hmm.
I love it. And being a person who loves language and energy and reading subtle energy, um, I think only certain people have that ability. They don't have it to the same degree that you do. And the scary thing about Blazon is Blazon represents as the stonehead that has a Commodore 64 brain, and then he comes at you with the Pentium 4, and like, well, whoa, what's this?
Michael, I remember when you told me to explain hubris, and you said, yeah, maybe some of the people don't know what it is here.
And they don't right now. So nothing has changed, sir. You got to know your audience.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could come on here and do shit, and I've had people call me on it and go, Michael, you're dumbing it down. Why are you dumbing it down? Because they don't want it. Like we used to have Hans come on, and Hans makes me feel like I'm a little boy. I'm 5 years
Who
old.
is Hans? I heard
Hans
you
Ekman.
mention that name before.
I call him the human Google. It doesn't matter what it is, you can talk about it, and he's got information on it and
Is he
instant
still here
recall.
on the platform?
Yeah, yeah. I'll have you on with him sometime. But he's not a person that would do trickery. Like we're
Trick or treat.
tricksters here. We're tricksters. We have fun. We have fun. We play.
Huckster.
Yeah, no, but we play, and I've recognized within me there's a dick that lives in here that has to be constantly talked to within myself, and sometimes will overreact, and
Mm.
I think I do it sometimes to grandstand, um, which is not right. But I've had certain guests on that when they piss me off, I have done things that are not necessarily kind.
A question to you, Michael. Don't take
Yes.
it the wrong way. Do you
No.
feel a need for being a little bit in the center of attention? Because I noticed that prior, and maybe not so much now, that
Hmm.
you had a person that was contributing with a lot of substance in your stream, and
Hmm.
then I felt like you were throwing in jokes once in a while, and I got the feeling that you
Okay,
wanted
and
to,
you know why I explain? I want to explain to you why I do that.
and that person just ignored it and just
Yeah,
continued to talk, and you
yeah,
just kept on throwing
yeah.
jokes.
What I do is if I feel that the audience we're losing them, I'll add in a morsel of entertainment because
Mm.
especially when we used to do the business show, they didn't have a clue what the hell we were talking about, and I don't mean everybody. I'm talking 85% of them didn't have a clue what we were talking about. So I would go in, especially in those, and go, okay, we don't need to talk about not Nazis, and we don't need to do references towards Trump and his the way he views things because they were going into deep
Mm.
elaborate constructs of what Hitler did to control people. Our audience doesn't care. So I would go, guys, if I pop a joke in
Mhm.
or I put you in another alley, you can't talk about this for an hour.
Mm.
Or we had someone come on one time saying, I'm a Jew and this is what's happened to the Jews. And I was like,
Mm.
hey, whoa, no, 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 stop. Right? And subtle stuff can
Wow,
get
I
you in
wanted to
trouble.
hear what he was saying, and then I felt it was that you were disturbing him in a way, but this was quite a while ago,
Yeah.
and I felt this guy has really something to say.
Mhm.
And then I felt that maybe you felt that you were a little bit offside because he was taking over or something.
You know what? Maybe at the beginning that is true. Where now I'm more about the
Yeah.
content, and that's the maturity piece I think I've developed. I don't care how this becomes good. If it's like there was one night where Blazin and Edward went at it. I don't think I said a word for half an hour, and I loved
Oh
it.
yeah, yeah.
I loved
It
it,
was.
but
It
I
was
couldn't
actually
have
that
done
was in
that
the
at the
morning. It was
beginning.
close to the morning because I had just woken up. Yeah.
Yeah, I couldn't have done that at the beginning.
That was when I was feeding the topic, Michael.
Yes, yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
I was stirring
exactly.
the pot, and
Yeah,
Ed and
never,
Blazin started to talk
never.
about it.
What? You
Nah,
stir?
we all
I,
stir the pot a little bit at least.
Just
I
let
think we're
them
like Bob
continue, and
Marley.
it was a great conversation.
It was, but again, way beyond the scope of our audience here. Sorry. I enjoyed
Yeah,
it. Thank you.
yeah. I
So,
tend to get
and that's the
Michael,
only
can you
piece of
tell me
advice
about
I
the
can give
business
you,
trip that you
JB,
had?
is you got to read your audience better. That's it. That everything else you're doing is great, and I would love to see your face. Beyond that, but you don't have a clue, and that's emotional intelligence of being able to read other people. Is that it's great that you have all this knowledge, but if they don't understand the words you're saying, they're not going to come back. And that's where, unfortunately, you have to put it on a governor. Now, if you're in on the Mensa platform, and you've got people on there that can go toe to toe with you, but the truth is, when you go into a room and the person weighs 50 pounds and you weigh 500 and you're punching them in the head repeatedly, that fight's not going to last very long. And you're doing that mentally. So,
No, Michael, that has never been my uh,
oh, buddy,
intention.
I could play both
Listen,
of
Michael.
us.
Hey,
I could
please,
play
please.
both of us. No, hear me out.
Yeah, yeah, but
I could
listen,
play
Michael.
both of us
Michael,
where
it
we've
has
done that.
never
We
been
have
my
both done that.
intention to be condescending to my audience. And if I talked over someone's head, I am the first one to apologize for it. And a question, you said you had some business streams before. What was that about? I must have missed that. And how long was it? How
Well,
long
what
was it?
happened is with my work, and to be honest, and luckily it's late at night, um, we've got some of the advisors. So I work for a company called Infotech Research Group, and they're one of when I first worked there, they were making just shy of 50 million a year, and this year we made over 150 million. And some of the top advisors were coming on my show. So and that was when you could have 8 people, and I think one time I had 5, and 3 of them were so pissed off because the other 2 took over the broadcast, and those I used to just referee. That's all I did, or redirect them with humor when they went too far, and they went too far sometimes. So the company got to a point where they had said, "Look, we can't have you doing these broadcasts anymore." And the reason being is it's too much like God, what was the wording? I want to make sure I got the wording right. They were saying it was like guys in the cafeteria talking about work, and people shouldn't hear that, and people were sharing too much. But yeah, no, I can give you links. I think we did about 14 shows.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
And
and
what was the topics from
it's
that that you
just
discussed?
just world topics, but there's guys in there that could make you and I submit and make us look really stupid, and then and but they wouldn't
But
because
all the topics were business related.
no anything like, oh buddy,
Okay, no, I just
some of
wondered
these
since you
people
said
some of
business
these people you
streams.
could go, just hear me out, you could go from quantum physics to deep religion to AI to you know the latest developments in cancer. They got it, and they got it like that. You know how many of the audience people understood what the fuck they were saying? 4%.
Hmm.
I had people in the comments saying, I really am enjoying it. I just wish I understood it. But they
Yeah.
seem really nice people. Thank you, Michael.
But isn't that how knowledge is being created or spread?
For those who seek, but we got to be real. There's a lot of people that once they finish high school, they'd never pick up a book,
That's scary.
right? But you have to look inward here, buddy. I'm telling you as a friend, and what you're saying is true about myself. But now it's about the content, and that's why I love talking to JB. Is that a lot of the issues I have, he has. We are very similar, and I'll tell you, it's humbling to be in that room. We are going to do. It's funny you bring this up. Fuck, synchronicity. We are going to start doing the show again, JB. I'm going to bring you on. So, and if you get nasty with them, they will wipe you. I'm warning you. They'll wipe your ass. So be careful. It's a whole other level of intelligence. Some of the brightest people in the world work for our company,
Hmm.
and I'm a simpleton. I'm a pylon in comparison to them, and I know it. And I'm just so grateful to have ever been able to talk to these people. They made me better.
Good.
They made me better. They also made me realize that I know nothing. I'm a twit.
But that's the thing. The more you learn, the
Yeah,
more you understand how
yeah.
little you know.
Right. And they're humble. And yet they have the capacity that I'll never have. It's just I don't have it. It's not going to happen. It wouldn't happen in 100 lives. I love what Elon said the other day. He said, I'm pretty good for a human. He said, but once AI comes in, I'm nothing. I'm done. I won't hold a candle to what they'll be able to do.
Hmm.
Can we talk about one thing before we leave?
Yeah, yeah.
So, Facebook did this algorithm, and I know nobody's listening right now anyway, so we can talk about this. The Facebook did this algorithm where they wanted to make friends, and it was a computer generated program. And then what happened was these programs that they made started communicating with each other and made their own language, and they had to shut it down. What
That's
do you think of
interesting.
that?
That's
And
some
this is a
Terminator
basic
shit right
program.
there. That's some Terminator shit right there.
Yeah. What do you think of that, JB? JB's not talking. JB, do we
Yeah,
lose him?
interesting. You
Scary.
mean if I feel that it's scary or?
No, but imagine this is a basic program. This is not like what Elon right now is working on Neuralink, right? Where you're going to be able to merge, and we're doing that right now with cell phones. We're all cyborgs, right? If you carry a, if you carry a phone, you are linked to knowledge that someone in the 40s didn't have. Instantaneously, you can have a quote whatever you want, as long as your bandwidth is good and you've got a good signal and they don't block you in Sweden, right, buddy? But
Yeah, but I'm not blocked in Sweden. I'm blocked by Happs, but never mind. Michael, a question to you.
yeah,
Do you feel that it's important to be accountable to someone, and then for the things that you're doing and for being able to do the right thing? And with accountable, I mean that there's someone that puts your feet into the fire if you're not doing what you should do or if you're doing things wrong.
Blazin, you want to answer that one first?
Yeah, I'll answer that real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I think we're all responsible to each other in that way as a society. That's, I mean, as a collective society, we have to keep ourselves in check and each other. I know it sounds harsh, but it's kind of goes with that whole "I'm my brother's keeper," and I mean when I say brother, I mean all humans. Um, so yeah, I think so. Yeah.
But should we have a dedicated person? Because if it's just in general in society, I think it's too easy to get away with things.
If you're
What do you
clever.
mean? What do you mean dedicated?
Like,
Yeah, explain that.
because it sounded like you were speaking in more in general terms, Blazin, when you replied.
I Yeah, I was speaking general. Um, I think it depends on. I mean, of course, children need a steward in life because they're still, growing and they need to be, pointed in the right direction. I think there are people that do need constant supervision for various reasons, but in a general sense, yeah, I do mean that we are each other's checks and balances.
Michael.
In some cultures, though, that if you dupe someone, it's considered honorable because you outwitted them.
Yeah, yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Hmm.
Yeah, so it all depends on your background. And in some cultures, too, if you can't beat the person mentally, then you beat them physically. You
That's
make
the
them submit
America
that
way,
way.
isn't it? Isn't that the America way?
Yeah. But I love when we can have conversations like this at night because no
Hmm.
one's listening, anyways.
Yeah.
Right? So we can do this.
I
I
do. I
have,
do want to.
we,
I do want to quickly touch back, if it's okay, Michael. I just want to touch
of
back to
course, that's why we're here. Go ahead.
the whole. Hey, Lib, Jazz. So, and JB might understand what I'm talking about. There are times that I've been in a situation where um, I am talking on a level that's probably higher than a few people around me, but I
Mm-hmm.
am talking to people that are on my level. But it's the people that are under my level. They get mad They literally get mad because they don't understand what's being said,
Yeah.
and then they push the agenda, or they push the idea that, oh, you're just being condescending. I don't know what you're talking about. Oh, you know it all. People will get offended if if they don't know something that somebody else is
Well, they're
talking about.
cornered, buddy. That's what it
Yeah,
is. They're
and
cornered.
and I
And
just and as a person that's been put in that position, like
mhm.
that's not on me. You know what I mean? Like, to sit there and get mad at somebody for knowing something or understanding something or having a vocabulary, that you don't have, because like I've worked on my vocabulary.
Yeah,
It's something I
you
put
still are.
time
You
into.
still are,
Yeah,
right? You're
yeah,
a work in
exactly.
progress.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
something I've actually put time and invested in. And
Hmm.
when I get ridiculed for knowing more, it's like you're just making fun of yourself in a roundabout way.
Yeah.
So,
I get it totally, and I have to agree what Michael said before, that you have to choose the language to the audience that you are communicating to.
mm,
So whether you are writing a master thesis or a doctoral thesis, you have a different audience that you are
mhm.
communicating to. So then you don't need to have a more simplified language. But my language is pretty simplified because I'm just a foreigner here in cyberspace trying to learn English.
And you're doing a great job, by the way. I want you to know
Thank
your
you.
English is on point.
To be a good friend, because some children don't go home to love.
Yeah. Yeah. So we if we've been given these gifts or we have developed them, you're always going to have massive resistance to intelligence. Period. Like Elon Musk was considered an idiot, a moron, because he wanted to make electric cars. They said you'll never be able to develop the battery. They said he was an arrogant asshole for trying to do what NASA did. How dare he want to do that? And it just goes to show you that there are individuals that can go beyond what we believe or know to be true. And I think, even though you may not like him, he has done more for mankind than probably a thousand of people who have been at that status. Like, I genuinely get he is here to make the planet better.
Hmm.
Like, he
I
went
can.
to Australia and they have problems with electricity being so expensive. And he put a lot of effort into it. And he's now in that little area, made electricity about half the cost as it was
That's
before. And he wants to have it where it's at 10%. But it takes time, you know. Um, yeah. This is fun. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself today. I felt like I actually exercised
Yeah,
my brain a little
yeah.
bit today. Thank you.
Absolutely. And it's getting crowd
Okay, I lost JB there.
project. Can you hear me? Yeah, I
Yeah,
think, I don't know if
we
it's
lost you there for a sec. I think it was the Swedish.
my
They're
connection or
listening to you.
something.
They're listening to you. They're listening.
It's getting crowded up there. And because I think there is now several thousands of
You know why
satellites
they're
that
up
he
there,
has
though,
put up.
JB? And
So,
I want to see if you and I are on the same page. Why are they up there, JB? And same to you, Blaze. And I won't say where. Go.
okay, they are gonna provide internet connection to this planet all over the world. And I think there's like 6,000 satellites, and they are going to send up 12,000
Um,
totally. And China was now pretty mad because they had to make a
They're
U-turn up
livid.
there in
They're not.
orbit
They're
because
beyond mad,
Elon
buddy.
Musk's satellite almost crashed
heard
with a
about that.
Chinese
Well,
satellite. So it's getting
yeah.
crowded up
Well,
there.
there's bruised egos there. That's
Hmm.
what that is. China's pissed because China didn't do it. That's the only reason they're upset. They didn't come up with it first because they're supposed to be the superior race. Period. In their minds. It's great. I'm not going to go too deep in that. Blazon, what do you think? You are missing one element of it, but I'll tell you
What
when you
now?
guys are
Well,
done.
you, why there's satellites? We have satellites up there for various reasons, not just internet, but for communication, GPS, spying on other countries,
Big
countries
time.
spying on us, and it's not
Yep.
just our satellites; it's
Everybody.
multitude
Yeah.
of modern countries who have sent satellites up, and it's becoming a bunch of plastic in the ocean kind of problem.
Well said. The other thing we haven't addressed, and I know it's kind of off topic, but the reason they're getting comfortable up there, they want to have the mineral deposits off of all the debris up there. That is a trillions of dollars of gold and platinum
Hmm.
up there.
Oh yeah.
It's crazy.
What's the out? Yeah, that's wow.
And now we have the James Webb telescope that is replacing the Hubble also. So a lot of things is happening.
Well, we're also now, because we're up there with so much, we're seeing stuff float. We're seeing light orbs up there that they can't explain, which they've been talking about since the 60s. And again, we are talking about shit that people don't understand. JB, do you understand what I'm saying now?
I hear you.
There's orbs! Where's the orbs? There's some in your living room right now. JB has done it with his
I remember,
telepathic
Michael,
servant.
you said you thought I was spiritual. I don't get it. You said that in the stream, and I think you
And
misinterpreted
I
it.
think every
Don't you
atheist.
remember? I said
Oh,
everything is mumbo jumbo.
watch what you're about to do, Michael. You're about to make a claim about a whole group, swath of people.
Hear me out.
Careful, man.
Hear me
You're
out.
about to say, "I think all atheists." Be
No,
careful with those all
just,
statements.
just hear me out. It's like Allstate, like a good friend. They're there. Okay, so hear me out. Some of my favorite human beings on the planet, including Hans Ekman, is an atheist. And I find people who are atheists are very logical, factual. They like to know how things work, why they work, and what they do have, which most people don't have, they have a great moral code. So they kind of are their own guidance system. They are their own deity. They are their own personal Jesus. Reach out, touch
Mm,
faith.
I don't
Boom,
know if I
boom.
like that. I don't like being described like as an atheist. Like there's a lot
I'm
of
pushing your
yeah,
buttons a little bit right now. I'm sorry.
yeah. No, you're
Yeah.
good. But when you talk about being logical and factual and wanting to understand how things work,
Hmm.
I think there is a label. It's called skepticism. That's what I would use in that. Because for me, atheism only is just a position on, hey, do you believe a God exists or not? And I'm like, no, I don't believe. And that's like the end of what atheism is to me. But when it comes to other things, it's because I'm a skeptical person and I'm just curious for knowledge.
So JB, when we
Blazing,
talk
don't you
about
think
these things,
agnosticism is the right way to be? Because then,
So now see, here's the thing. I
Alexa,
am an
quiet.
well, no, I mean, I am an agnostic atheist.
Yeah, okay.
But at the same time, like it also depends on the god too. Like there's some gods that I'm not even atheist on. I'm a straight up anti-theist because I think there is evidence and a good logical argument to to actually cancel that idea to where it shouldn't even be an idea. It's like so absurd or ridiculous or easy to debunk that
Yeah.
I'm okay with making the positive claim that no, that particular God does not exist. So in that
Because you
avenue,
can't prove one or the other of the two hypotheses.
yes, yeah, but we'll see. But that's the agnostic position.
Yeah.
I get that, but I'm saying there's some claimed gods without without a shred of evidence that the whole God is built. The whole evidence of that God is just an argument for that God. And if that's the case, if that sort of God could be taken down with an actual reasonable argument, devoid of any logical fallacies, and all the premises are an actual sound argument, then that argument itself will refute that God, and so
But
that God,
Blazin,
yeah.
is there
Anyway,
any shred of evidence? Isn't there just a claim?
oh yeah, yeah, oh absolutely, but not all gods that are claimed are the claims are equal. It's a fuzzy territory. I wish I could just simply say no gods ever existed or does not exist. But that's too much of a positive claim for me to know, because I don't even know all the positive freaking gods that are claimed out there.
There's thousands of religions, by the way,
Hmm.
and they're
So
growing every day. It's crazy. Yeah, but good
Maybe
crazy. So listen, guys, I do have to go. We're embarking here
mhm.
at 3 o'clock. I'm gonna try to do a little nap before I get up with the wife at 4. But I had a great time, and I hope
Yeah,
everyone uh,
absolutely.
can just basically skip through this if your brain is hurting.
And I love the metaphor there, Michael. Let's help each other. Let's
Well,
reach out a hand.
yeah.
hmm,
Well, we need to stop wrestling with each other and try to figure out a way to make this platform better.
We need to
Coexist. Yeah, you're breaking up a bit. Sorry, buddy.
coexist.
Sweden doesn't want you saying certain words. That's what it is. It's those satellites. They're jamming you right now.
oh no,
I, I just found Hans on Happs. I followed
Yeah, please do. He's great, and Ari's great too.
him.
Ari's great. But yeah, watch. You'll see on his page some of the broadcast him and I did, and a couple that he did. It's yeah. Tell me what you think. He's a great guy. Um, one of my favorite human beings is him. He's very kind. I've learned a lot from him. Uh, I, I think he's learned a lot what not to do with me. That's the case study with me. But Blazin, thank you, buddy. That was
yeah,
amazing.
yeah. Thank you for getting my mental juices flowing tonight.
Yeah, that was fun. I felt like we went and did some weights, but not against each other. I felt like we were
Yeah,
very respectful tonight. So thank you.
you're
Yeah.
welcome. Thank you.
All right. Take care, guys. Until next time. And
Thank
listen,
you.
I think this is what we did with the Haps audience when we started talking.
Did I fell asleep?
They went. If you don't understand it, go for a good nap.
Yeah, definitely.
Good night, guys. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.
All right. So thank you, folks. Thanks for being here. Hopefully you enjoyed the programming tonight. I know I did. We were on for a very long time today. So thank you for I would say, a little bit of clarity to what's going on with Haps right now, and we're all trying to find our way. Unless if we can, if there's little stuff going on, then let's take care of each other and be kind. And Millicent, thank you for being on the show tonight. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Ash, for being on the show tonight. Thank you, Blazin, and last but not least, of course, the ever mystical and amazing JB. All right. Good night.